Soulful shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, some soulful shit for everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like, I made this be myself, so hear me. Woo! I mean, like, we can pull that clown shit away. There's some real shit for you. I'm spazzing right now, so listen, let's go. Yeah. It's in their bones, the thugs in harmony for the love of the money. Then fall victim for the cookie, then turn pussy, it's lonely. You said you hold it down when life get rough, we're here now, so show me. We move them losses to them wins. Heavy pounds, we make it ends meet. Converse with only few who make me feel like I be 10 feet.
Yo, people, what's going on, man? What's going on, man? We're back in the building this evening. I know it's a bit of a late one for me, man. I don't usually do these late night streams and that, but you know what? There's been quite a bit of news, to be fair, throughout the day. So I said, let's just go live, man. Let's just go live and chop it up as well. Drink some tears, because I know a couple of people might be a bit, upset at a couple of the bits of news. And hey, word to my guy Rums. I don't know where he's hiding in that, but I know he's probably somewhere crying into the pillow and that. But it's all good. It's all good, man. Big up everybody in the damn building already. Please, as per usual, guys, you already know the steelio. Make sure you smash that like, of course, when you come in. I'm joined this evening by Jerry. Guys just living life over there, on holiday, having some fun. We're over here in the UK, not having fun, bro. How you doing, man?
I'm calm, man. I'm calm. Afternoon, everybody. Afternoon, everyone on this side of the world. Just
what time is it?
Oh, okay. 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. So yeah, man. We're here. And yeah, a lot of news to chop up, man. Like, do you know what I mean? For me, this is early morning news, isn't it? For you guys, you probably got this in the afternoon. But yeah, man, looking forward to chopping up. I know some people are going to be shedding tears. Some people, do you know what I mean? I like this reality check, man, because when we were saying these youngsters are dead, yeah, man, we're telling us they're the future and that. And one man's coming and it looks like everyone's getting shot. Everyone that was supposed to be back up to this man, and do you know what I mean? Competition for X player, and you're realizing, yeah, man, like a lot of these pages weren't good enough. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, let's get into it.
No, of course, and joined by the main man, Jerry's guy, Jerry's people, them as well. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Carl, we say it, bro.
I am good. I'm a bit nervy. Not about the outgoing at the club. It's the ingoing that I guess I'm starting to be a little bit nervy just because of season is starting. But after that, I'm just chilling. I was just watching a gold medal game with the women's soccer, football.
Okay. Who's in the final? Who's in the final?
It was Brazil versus Brazil USA. Yeah.
Brazil versus. Okay.
Yeah. So that was entertaining, especially watching football from a woman's perspective. From how physical they are, how athletic they are, or some of the issue that you see. You like, why can't they do that? And vis-a-vis the men, but after a while, you start being like, you know what? They're not men. They're women. We need to watch it and appreciate it from their perspective. But it was a good game. Solid game. Can't complain. Can't complain.
Nah, man. I hear you. Let me run through some people in the chat, man. Like I said, man, big up to everybody, man, inside the building. Love for jumping on over here. Big up Hollywood Rock in the building. Big up Honesty as well. Baz, my boy. I hope you're doing blessed, my bro, man. I hope you're doing real blessed. Big up saying, yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. You know what I'm saying? We'll get to Rums and his Starboy in a sec. Big up Red for Life in the building. Big up Damien as well. Don't worry, I'll start that question there. Big up Andy in the building. Honestly said, bless up JJ. Big up Ali in the building as well. Anfield Road N, love for coming through, my bro. I'm not even gonna put that. You know what? Nah, it's too early for that. It's too early for that. Don't worry. Michael Ramsey, I'll save that. Maybe if we're here for a bit longer, I'll put that comment up. But there's only one place to start, as per usual. We start at the beginning, and that's obviously Fabio Carvalho. That's what everybody's here to, to chop it up about. Fabio Carvalho has now moved to Brentford. Here we go from Fabrizio. Quick question before I even go into this here, and this is for everyone in the chat and you two on the panel. What's everyone's beef with Fabrizio? Like, what is it about him that people they don't like? I'm confused a little bit. Like, I need to just understand. Maybe I'm missing something, and maybe I need to call it. But I just see people always getting onto him. I don't get it. But please
What the
let me know.
Fabrizio thing?
Yeah. Like, what is it? What is it?
Nah, basically what it is you know, because he's, I don't know if you've seen, but he's doing stuff like basically he's moving like some, I don't know, man. Like I saw that people hiring him out for weddings, doing wedding announcements, and jamming his
I saw him on, what's his name? Yes,
Wayne
that's it.
and and Russ Wayne's going and all of this, and you know what I mean, going shut up, and doing all the ad libs, and obviously as of recent, obviously people like to, like, especially in the Liverpool space, he hasn't really been on point with Liverpool news, innit? Like it looks like he's regurgitating everything that's being said. Like Ornstein will drop something, and then Fabrizio Romano comes out like 5 minutes later, like with verbatim what's being said, innit? Whereas before,
Okay.
on the money.
So,
And I think that's where
okay,
they've got the gripe. I haven't got a problem, but I think that's
no.
the issues coming with it.
Okay, so just on that year, because okay, now I get it, and obviously I'm assuming that's obviously what people are saying. On that, then, if for example David Ornstein drops something, is Fabrizio not allowed to drop something afterwards, or like I don't like? Obviously, they're all journalists, isn't it? So I would just assume that they all would just drop the same information anyway. Whatever Fabrizio said, you know, David Ornstein might say, Paul Joyce might say, Ian Doyle might say, like all of these people. I thought like they all can just drop it whenever they drop it, kind of thing.
I know
Yeah.
they can, but you know, like Fabrizio Romano he'll come out and just be like, this is what I've heard people saying anyway. This isn't obviously me, my opinion.
No, of course, no.
But it's been a situation where, let's say Dave O'Cop or someone comes out and is like, you know, and this is like, let's say at 2 p.m. he comes out and goes, Liverpool are in to sign Zubimendi, fees been agreed, do you know what I mean? Or personal terms have been agreed, but we're just trying to, do you know what I mean, sort out what the structure is. Fabrizio Romano will come out, drop that bar, like, so obviously Dave O'Cop's dropped the breaking news. He comes out 10 minutes later and kind of posts it on his feed, but then he'll do another drop for Fabrizio Romano and be like, yes, I can tell you that player is very, very, very keen on player, but you know, still no move from Liverpool. But then Dave O'Cop comes out with something is like, actually, that's on the contrary. And obviously it goes against what Fabrizio Romano is saying, and there's a kind of belief, I guess, from the fan base that he don't really know what's going on in the Liverpool fan base, but he's just creating this stuff in it. Like he's saying, deal very, very complicated, Liverpool fighting hard. And it's like, David Kopp didn't say Liverpool are fighting hard. He's saying that it's easy, and these men are saying it's easy. So I think that's where people have got a gripe with Fabrizio. And obviously on top of this, he's obviously become like a popular figure in the sports world, innit? So people don't like that in general because he's on music videos now, and I mean wedding announcements, all that type of issue. So
let me ask you guys a question. Again, it has nothing to do with necessarily with Fabrizio, but or in journalism in the UK, right? Again, mostly North American. Here in the States or Canada, there's always what we call insiders, people who get information from clubs, based on relationship, based on you scratch my back, I scratch your back, you give me information. Is that not existed? It does that not exist in the UK? Does information not flow? The war of information, because that is, to me, this is something that happens all the time here. Like whether we talk about basketball, the NFL, the war of information, and it doesn't matter if that guy, like for example, there's a guy named Sham in the NBA side, there's another guy at ESPN, name is escaping me, but they're always fighting with each other to quote unquote get the information, get the info, whether it's on a trade, whether it's on a contract, whether it's on it's some discontent between the team and player. Like that has always been in the in the almost baked into a league. Like having those people around club, around teams. Is that not something happening in the UK?
It just like I know someone just put a comment, bigger Anfield Road there, and he said about basically the same thing that Jerry said about him writing it 5 different ways. But I'll be honest, like I feel like it's more what Jerry said at the end though. He's become such a big popular journalist, like way bigger than a David Ornstein in terms of his actual like notoriety, like how big he is out there in the football. As you said, music videos, wedding announcements and stuff like that. He's doing more than just the football side. It almost just sounds like I don't know, like
it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick.
Yeah, that's the word. It almost sounds like it's like a gimmick kind of thing, and people are not taking him seriously. I was like, you need to understand before like we even listened to David Ornstein, Ian Doyle, bro. Fabrizio was he was the only one where Sky Sports News in every country, Sky Italia, Sky Germany, they go to him first, you know. Like, forget David, like all these. I'm not saying these guys are not reputable, by the way, because they're very big now. But I'm talking like prior to all of these guys getting their name and stuff like that. Bro, you can only go to one guy.
Is he an independent journalist, or is he not hired by any sport?
Nah, they're independent. They're independent.
Yeah, they're all independent.
So all these guys, they're independent.
Oh no. David Ornstein, I swear he works for the Athletic though.
No, he works for the Athletic. But that means he writes columns for the Athletic, but he's an independent journalist. So he's not.
Fabrizio also?
Yeah, Fabrizio's just a one-man army. He does everything himself. So a lot of journalists are like that. But I think the problem people have is that with James Pearce, innit? You know, when you start becoming a bit unreliable, like.
Okay. But he's not being unreliable. He's not saying anything that's not true, though.
But that's what what he is. He kind of is, because you see, like. Let's say Fabrizio Romano will be like, oh, no Liverpool news, yeah? You'll come out and say, no Liverpool news, and then you get David Ornstein. That seems to have a better, as Carl just said, a relationship with these guys, innit? Where he's now getting the drops. Remember, like, James Pearce used to be the guy that got all the drops. Like, you go to him, and he's getting all the Liverpool news, whereas now he's got nothing. Like, do you know what I mean?
Because he burned his bridge.
Yeah, he burned his bridge, but that's what I'm saying. So it seems like with Fabrizio Romano, when it like pertaining again to Liverpool news, it seems like he's way off the mark. Like he's saying stuff like, do you know what I mean?
So it's just a Liverpool thing then?
It's a Liverpool thing more so. I don't think anyone else has got a graph. I think it's just a Liverpool thing. Like you're just not getting Liverpool news on point, and you get other like accounts like flipping Ivan Schwakov now. That seems to be on the money, innit?
Bro, he seems to be on the money, rude boy. He seems to be on the money. I'm like, I didn't follow him. But I was like,
what's his name? What's the handle on that one? What's the handle?
I'll find it right now.
What's the guy that they said used to work in KFC or some shit? Or he's working in KFC. Is that the same guy?
Yeah, same brother. Same brother. Ivan Schwack. I'll see if I can find it. I'll find it during the stream here, and then I'll send it to you. But yeah, he's another one like that. Like at first he was just but this guy don't know anything, because he was doing it around the Jude Bellingham saga at the time, and then so obviously when that didn't happen, everybody got like
killed him.
Yeah, bro. They made him all delete his account, and he had to get a whole new. No, sorry, the KFC one actually. Sorry, Ennie. That's Indy. Sorry. That's
Indy Color.
Indy Color. Yeah, that's Indy. That's big up Anfield Road. Yeah, Indy versus Ivan. It's like those two were the ones during the Jude Bellingham saga that were always saying, yeah, no, we're getting him. He's 100% coming. Don't worry, guys. He's gonna be in a Liverpool shirt soon. Rare tear. And then he goes to Real Madrid. And
not to reminisce on the Jude Bellingham. I think as I see him growing and playing out at Madrid, I think this was just he wanted to be big, and we couldn't offer that to him. We couldn't offer him the world, and Madrid could offer him that. And that's the biggest reason why he chose Madrid. I don't think it's money. I don't think it was money issue, or we couldn't pay.
It's Real Madrid at the end of the day, man. You're not gonna say no. But let's dive in anyway, guys. Let's dive in. I'll go to each and every single one of you. You guys in the chat, let me know your thoughts and your feelings. Yep, I'll throw up your comments. You know I do anyway. Carvalho, man. Obviously now he's left. He's going to Brentford. People were telling me, nah, we need to keep him. Like if we keep him, he can, he can do something. He's got talent. He's a player that we can really use. These times Liverpool said, give me 20 mil and he's yours. That don't sound like a player who's got that much talent. Yo, Jerry, man, I'll start.
Remember, you and I were in sync in that one. Yeah. It was like, 20 mil? I'm sorry, bye. There's no spot for you here.
And this is what I'm saying, man. But yeah, Jerry, man, I haven't really heard your thoughts. Obviously, you've been away and that. What are you telling me about this?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think obviously watching pre-season, I think especially because we've got a new manager coming in, I think you can kind of get a gist of obviously what the manager wants to do, but then where he's rating players and how he's rating players. We spoke about me and G off air about obviously Konate and where he was playing in defence, and obviously the fact that Kwanzaa's playing on the right hand side, and that's Konate's side. That kind of suggests to me that Konate right now isn't the guy that he wants on the right hand side, and Virgil van Dijk's the one that's going to go and come in, because you'd obviously play the players where you want them to play. On the flip side, on the same, obviously you had Carvalho as well, and in a situation where we had a few players that could have played on the wings, he wasn't one of the players that played in the centre. He was actually slapped out on the wing, and that kind of, you looked at it and you went, "Oh, you know what? This guy's come out. He said he wants to play number 10. Slot maybe sees him as a winger. Either Slot rates him and wants to keep him, but he sees him as a winger, or Slot doesn't rate him or doesn't want him in the squad, and he just a kind of stopgap." And it just suggests to me now that obviously, I think it's the former. To be fair, I think Slot does rate him, but doesn't see him working as. Yeah, I think he sees him as a luxury player in the midfield, and I think he wants a different type of midfielder in there. And as a result, I think obviously a big sum came in. Carvalho's probably been told by Brentford and by Thomas Frank, yeah, you're going to play in X position where he wants to go and play. And it's a move that kind of makes sense for Liverpool, because they need to obviously raise funds or want to raise funds to kind of, especially if they can get like a cash injection of 20 mil, you can slap that towards a release clause. And now you're not looking at, putting out, like forking out bare money, and then you ain't got money to go and purchase someone in January or next season because you just forked out a big load of money. Like, businesses don't operate like that. So, yeah, it just made sense. 27.5 million, like in total with add-ons and stuff. 17.5% like sell-on clause as well if they decide to sell him. Boy, like if he becomes as good as what Roms thinks he can be, and what his talent kind of suggests, because he's really, really talented, bro, you're looking at upwards of 10, like it could be up to 10 mil, 13 mil. Like, you could just get that injection back, and that's really, really good. Obviously, I think it's a shame it hasn't worked out at Liverpool, because I think he is talented. I think he just came at the wrong time, man. I think he just came at the wrong time. The whole situation with Klopp, like he fell out of favour there, so he wasn't able to establish himself. The RB Leipzig obviously move didn't work out, so it's a shame. But look, for someone that's just played in the Championship to basically, to essentially played in the Championship the whole career, 27.5 million. That's a good deal, innit? That's a good deal. And look, I wish him the best. I think he's going to do really well as well, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Nah, man. 100%, man. Any man, big up yourself. Love for joining in, my bro.
No,
yeah, man. Chat to me, bro. Obviously, you see this quote up here, him talking about, Jerry mentioned in there as well about him playing on the wing, obviously, during pre-season. And by the way, I thought he was absolutely fine during pre-season. No issues with him in terms of the way he was playing. But yeah, man, how do you kind of look at it? Obviously, Jerry's saying that, at the end of the day, let's keep it a buck, guys. The guy's paid 95% of his career in the Championship. Yeah, with about 5 of that being split between 3 for Liverpool in the Prem and 2 at RB Leipzig in Germany for 6 months. So 27.5 million. Bro, tell me that you're saying yes, I'll bite your hand off at that.
Yeah, of course, man. Come on, man. I see people saying 35 M's and that. Like you're saying, bro, this guy's hardly done. He's hardly kicked a ball in the Premier League. We need to be a bit realistic. Getting 27.5 million for him is quite a good deal, considering we paid less than, what was it? We paid about, 4 or 5 mil for him or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll check now, but yeah, it was cheap.
I think it was 7. I think it was 7 mil. So I think we made 20 mil profit straight off the bat.
Yeah. We paid 7 mil for him.
Up to, yeah.
Yeah, bro, that's good business, man. I know, like, in this market, a lot of people are probably expecting 35 plus, but nah, man. For me, that's
7.7 million.
Especially when I know he keeps on banging on about the 10, but even on the left wing, he's like at least 3rd, 4th in the pecking order, and then in the 10 position, he's probably like 3rd, 4th in the pecking order as well. So, yeah, man, it's good business. Hopefully, he can actually. I mean, did Brentford even play with a 10? I can't remember what formation they even play with.
Brother, that's not my problem anymore. don't care what they're doing on that side, bro. You can play with a 9 or a 7.5.
I think it makes it easier for them to do so because they play with a 3 in it. Like they build up with a 3 when they got possession. Obviously, drops to a 5 at the back. So it means in defense he probably goes out wide, but then he can operate in that pocket where Wissa operates, where Mbeumo operates, like that kind of free role. And obviously when they got Tony about, I think that link up Tony Carvalho could be do bits, man.
Yeah, that could be
like a Mitrovic type of vibe.
That could be
exactly.
And fair play to Carvalho because he did show out this pre-season, put himself in a short window, and he's obviously reaped the rewards for that now. And hopefully he has a good career from this moment onwards. But I don't think it was ever going to work out for Liverpool just because of the quality we do have in attack. And like I said, he's a bit further down in the pecking order. But I do feel like, for me, this is a sign that I could be sort of hoping, but I feel like Liverpool are trying to do business quick now, selling all these players to hopefully, like Jerry mentioned, pay a certain release clause. So I feel like this is, I do feel like this is kind of connected still, especially with that fee. Like it's like 27.5. That's kind of half of the release clause we need to pay as well. I could be overthinking it as well, but I do feel like hopefully those two deals are connected, and we're trying to get a few outgoings so we can make that big signing hopefully in that position that we need.
Nah, man, 100%. And I listen, man, I agree with the guys. I know me and Carl spoke about this the other day, and to be honest, the fact I didn't even think we'd get this much. Like, I'm surprised that Liverpool were able to, which is obviously testament to Edwards and Hughes. You know what I mean, I have to big them up. I don't think people understand how happy I am, and I'm not saying it in like, oh, I hate the guy, bro. I think he's talented. I fully think this guy's talented, but bro, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. You see all that talent that you've got, man, ain't seeing that. We're not seeing any of that talent at this moment in time.
Do you know what it is as well? When it comes to like talent, right? Pure players have talent, but you need to be in an environment where, and this goes for obviously the players we're going to talk about as well further on. You might have talent, but you've got to be better than next man. You've got to be better than the person in your position to even get a chance because that person's already established. Are these guys going to get the chance to go and play? Like, there's a certain player we're talking about. Yeah, I mean, he done well when we had no players. But when you got players, it's a completely different situation. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? No, like when you got nothing, getting like, do you know what I mean, crumbs. Like, do you know what I mean? You got no food on the plate. Do you know what I mean? Getting a pot noodle is calm. Getting an Indomie packet is calm. But when you've got money, that Indomie packet ain't looking as appetizing, innit? You're looking at it and you're like, rah, I can go to a Morley's instead. Do you know what I mean? I got £2. I ain't got 60p. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference. So,
Jerry clearly sounds like he's talking from experience, but
no, especially with someone like Carvalho though, when he's literally saying, "No, I'm only trying to play 10." I'm only trying to play 10. You need to be like one of the best 10s about if you're just gonna keep banging on about this 10 position. You
know what it is? You need to be one of the best, and you need to also play under a manager who plays with a 10. I'm not talking about forget Slot because Slot just come, but he was banging on about this when Klopp was here, and he was still banging on about it when he was out on loan. So I was like, don't even make sense. But sorry for cutting you.
No, that was generally the main part of the point. But I feel like maybe if he was a bit more willing to play in other positions, he could have been used more as a utility player, like playing on the left sometimes when we need him, playing on the right sometimes if we need him. But obviously it doesn't sound like he's willing to do that much. But like I said, hopefully he gets the 10 position that he wants at Brentford and have a decent career.
Plus, big up for him as well. Plus, quickly, big up for him as well. He's probably going to get a bigger pay increase as well. Because if he's moving to Brentford, his stake in the team's going to be higher. So let's say at Liverpool, he's on like 15 or 20 or whatever it is. He's going to Brentford at 35, 40 because they're going to look at him like, rah, you're going to be one of the main. Like he's not moving to Brentford to sit on the bench, innit? Like that's not the move.
It's still a 4-3-3. It's still a 4-3-3. I don't think he's.
They play at 5. They play 3 at the back. They play 3 at the back.
They play 3 at
the back. They play 3-5-2. So it means he's got freedom. You can play behind the striker. You can play in one of the wide areas when they got free. Like, do you know what I mean? You have the freedom to float around a bit more. And that's what he wants. He wants the freedom to go anywhere. I remember, you had when you were talking about Carvalho, I think it was on your Fringe Focus, and you had the map out of where Carvalho is playing. He's all over the place. He's just all over the place. He's not in one position. He's not just like dead in the 10. He wants freedom, innit? So it doesn't matter what position he's playing in, but if he's got the freedom to just go wherever you want, he's going to enjoy that. That's the 10 for him, innit? It's that luxury player thing.
I get it. I get it, but I don't think he's going to enjoy that freedom. I think he just needs to embrace the fact that that he needs to be a winger. He needs to learn the trade to be a winger. I hear you, just the way Brentford played, but I don't see it. I think he's still going to be frustrated until he accepts that that's how they play football nowadays. And I just don't believe that he will get his wish to be a 10.
No, I agree. Still, not many teams do play over 10. Like a handful of teams play over 10 these days. Still, so he is limiting his options in terms of what teams he can go to and what managers he can play under as well. So I do agree with Carl in that sense. So yeah, man, I feel like he just needs to add a bit more strings to his bow, man, and be a bit more versatile and stop. I think his mindset's letting him down a little bit, man.
To be fair, I'm literally just as we're talking, or as you guys are talking, I'm just looking at Brentford's last game. They played against Wolfsburg. They drew 4-4. To be fair, they played over 10 in that game. They did play in Mbeumo on the left.
He was playing 10 in that game.
Matthias Jensen.
Okay.
And then they had a double pivot of Norgard and Janel.
They'll have that if you go and watch how Wiss has played. Yeah, when Mbeumo's been out, or do you know what I mean? They've fully operated with a player that has got the freedom to float around. I remember Wissa was attacking us down on the left hand side, then he was pulling out on the right. Do you know what I mean? Like that, it's the freedom. It's not necessarily like in defensive shape. Like I'm just going to stay in as a number 10. It's the freedom he's going to go and get. And at Liverpool, unfortunately, he's not good enough to get that freedom.
Okay.
You know, actually, just before you go, Carl. Just to add
go ahead.
In their other game, to be fair, like Jerry said, they played 3 at the back. Well, 5 at the back. And they had a number 10, but it was
and with a wing back. Yes. So so you have a little bit more information about Brentford, how they play. So I'm wondering. So what kind of 10? What kind of what is he doing? What is Jensen doing? Is he a playmaker, a creator? Is he a facilitator? Do you have an idea of how? What's the idea behind him thinking, or whether it's Brentford or him thinking it's a good spot for him?
They seem to switch because it's like I'm seeing 3-4-3, 4-2-3-1. I'm assuming it's kind of like the same formation that they're kind of using, but maybe on paper it just looks different because of the players that they've got in there. But in terms I mean, Jerry will be the best person to ask because I don't.
Yeah, really I think what it is. Obviously, the way Brentford like to play, they're very very similar to Liverpool in terms of build up. They're very direct. They look to
very direct. Yes,
look to get the ball forward first.
Old school Liverpool. Can we make that?
Exactly. Yeah. Old school. Sorry. But if they're going very direct, if they're going very direct, so they're hitting the wings really, really quickly, right? Or they're going up direct to Tony, it will be Carvalho, the number 10's responsibility to go and make runs left and right to go and stretch them. So when they're making runs left and right, or for example, if Tony's making I don't know, if you recall, just use a Liverpool game, there was a game, I think Tony at Anfield, where Tony's pulled out onto his left-hand side of the pitch. The ball's gone up into the pitch and he's touched it, and he's back-heeled it. And then you've got the run of Wissa coming inside. That's what Carvalho wants to be able to go and do. It's the ability to go and float around and pick up pockets and get on the ball. So it's not like Carvalho's like, of course,
not necessarily a maestro. Okay.
No, not a 10 in terms of like old school Platini. Like that 10 doesn't operate, but the 10 in terms of the ability to go and pick pockets on the off the left hand side, pick pockets off the right hand side, get the ball on a half turn and go and play. I think Carvalho's last game, I think he actually got the freedom in the game against Liverpool. I think against Man United to go and do that. I think when he scored the goal and he was getting the ball on the left hand side, he scored the goal on the left, but then picked up on the right hand side and was dribbling the man as well and took it on a half turn and got fouled. I think that's what he wants to be able to go and do. At Liverpool, though, I think what Slot wants to do is isolate players out wide, and I don't think Carvalho's got the pace to be a winger like that, to isolate players out wide, beat them on the outside, and then take them on. I think it won't work for what Slot wants to do. But I think out of Brentford, it might do. We'll have to wait and see, innit?
Yeah. Okay. All right. That is fair because I didn't see it. Because to me, whenever I see Brentford play, I see with Embreno and Tony or even what's that, Argentinian or French player? Who?
Mbeumo.
No, not Embreno. The other guy. They had another guy. Is he a French guy? French or Argentinian?
Wait, who says Brentford?
Yeah. Yeah,
They've always played when they had Mbeumo and Tony.
He had issues with Tottenham.
Mope.
Yes,
Mope.
Yeah, but Mope only came in
I see
when
them.
they didn't have.
Yeah, I see them playing a little bit wide. Trying to play the inside forward thing. So I was a bit I was like, it's a good move for him, but I'm not sure he will get his wish.
If they've got wing backs, he won't occupy the wide areas. So even if he starts wide, his job is to come inside, and that's what he wants to go and do. At Liverpool, if you're holding touchline, it's different, isn't it?
That's why I'm lost at word. If that's how they play, that's how they play, and that's how you've seen them play or before. Okay, good luck to you, man. Good luck to Fabio. But I'm not too sure he'll be successful.
No, you know what? Jerry made a good point. I do see him building a good relationship with Ivan Toney and more like of a old school sort of big man, little man. Because when I think of Carvalho's profile as a 10, it's more to me like a second striker. I don't see him as the creative hub of the team. I don't see him getting on the ball, trying to pull like
on a 4-4-2. He'll be really nice. On a 4-4-2, he'll be really nice.
Where would he play on a 4-4-2 though? Oh, as in like one of the strikers, like a second.
Yeah, one right next. He got a target man in Tony, and then he's right.
But I think they will.
That's what they've done.
I was just about to say, like, I feel like because on paper the form, and we know this we see it with Manchester City all the time. On paper, it looks like one formation. When you watch them, like when we watch for those who watch Manchester City today, that formation that they had on SofaScore, that was not the formation I was watching Manchester City play. What
was it like? Was it like a 3-2?
Yeah, like
4 type of thing.
I wouldn't even have said a 2 in the front because it almost seemed like Kovacic at times was by himself. And other times Rico Lewis would drop in, and then they had that Riley guy who almost dropped in to make it a 3, but then he was also going beyond to play as a second striker with Erling Haaland at times. Well, like it's so mad the way I'm just saying formations in general.
You could see a picture of a Doku, whoever was playing the left midfielder, a left-sided midfielder, and then you had Haaland, and then you had the Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob. They were playing a front line of 4. To me, football nowadays is a bit very complicated and very simple. You just got to see things from picture to picture. You can't just be like, okay, this is a 4-3-3 formation. This is a 4-5-1 or 4-2-3-1, and then that's how men stay and continue to play. I think at multiple time of the game, a shape changes, and I think that's what they thought, how to just occupy space and learn to go get space.
No, facts. John, man, big up, man. Love my bro for jumping in. Man. Chat to us, man. Obviously, we're gonna move on to the next player I wanted to talk about, but just quickly, I wanted to get your thoughts. Obviously, this Fabio Carvalho deal. He's now moved to Brentford, 27.5. Add-ons, we've got a sell-on, 17.5% sell-on the profit of any future sale. Sorry. So, yeah, man, how are you feeling?
Michael Edwards said I'm back. I'm back in full effect. That's crazy. I thought, because when I first read it, I only just saw. I thought I saw 20 million only. But it's not really.
Yeah, that was on Fabrizio's thing. This thing here, like this one up here on the screen. But on Paul Joyce's, he's got the full 27 point. Blah blah blah.
Right. Yeah, no, hey man, that's a really good sell, man.
Honestly, you guys know what the add-ons are? What are the add-ons? Anybody?
7.5, no? So
7.5. But what are they? Like, you hit those.
I'll be so honest. I don't even care.
You don't even care? That's funny, my guy.
Listen, you see that 7.5? Liverpool might. I'll be honest. Liverpool probably looked at this deal and said, "If I can at least get 20 million, I'm good." That 7.5, that's a bonus. Whether we get that or not, I guess they wouldn't really factor that in.
We also got a sell-on clause on it. Is that also
exactly? Yeah, sell-on clause, 17.5% on any future sell profit.
Considering how much we're going for, was that 10 mil as well?
7.7
million. No, technically it was 5, rising to 7.7. I don't even think
Yeah,
it's even hit that 7.7.
Yeah, I'll be real with that. I'll be real for a player like that. I think that's good business because I'll be real, like it hasn't really worked out for him. I know this may sound harsh because
Who's that, Jerry?
Yeah, Jeff, you're going
Yeah,
to toilet, my bro. You wanna
no.
fire up the other thing or something?
I had to spit in the toilet, man. I had to spit in the
Oh.
toilet.
Yeah. wait.
Nah, I didn't want you to embarrass yourself on screen. Like, yo, like,
Nah, man, come on, bro. I'm too professional in this. Come on.
hey,
There's
listen, I've
a
had
mute
Zoom
button there
meetings
as
on the
well,
toilet.
innit?
I'm just saying, bro. Like, it happens, bro. It
I
happens.
guess I know.
But go on. Sorry, John. Jerry, go on. John.
That's wild, but no. Yeah, no. I think that's a really good business and business part too.
Nah, I feel you still.
Harry took
But
the
let's,
flow. Harry took the flow.
bro, let's move on anyway. There's another player. Now, I saw this yesterday actually when I was chilling, and I've not seen too many people pick it up, but I saw Dave obviously OC Cop, he picked it up, yes, or he was the one who dropped it yesterday about Stefan Bajcetic potentially going on loan. Now, with this, from what I've seen, no one has picked it up in terms of I didn't see Ornstein, I didn't see Fabrizio, none of them. So what I'm hearing though is that one of two things: either Bajcetic is just going to go out on loan to someone, we don't know who, or he's going to be included in the Zubimendi deal. If we get him on a permanent, he might potentially go to Real Sociedad. I've also heard murmurs that Liverpool could be willing to sell at the right price. Jerry, chat to me about Bajcetic, bro.
I don't see the hat.
Or you know what would you do with Bajcetic?
Shot him, insert a little buyback clause or first refusal or whatever. So you get to, if he does well, I don't know, let's say you sell him, for like, 10 mil or whatever, 7 mil. But then in 3 years' time, his value goes up to 40 million and Liverpool look at him like, rah, like we want to go and get him. Don't know, put a clause in there that you can get him for like 30 million, innit? 35, like something like that, where you're getting him under that market value. So it's still worth, purchasing the player, but it gives him time to develop, because I don't see how he's going to be able to go and develop and play and be this baller that everyone thinks he is when he's got like 9 midfielders in front of him, including Morton, that's done more than him in football. That has looked better than him. Like Bajcetic, again, done well when we had bare bones. He's never done well when the team was fully fit, because he hasn't had the opportunity. That's fair. But why should he get the opportunity now? You either give him the opportunity now, or you go and get Zubimendi. You do one or the other. You can't have both, innit? You can't have your cake and eat it. That's the equivalent of us saying, yeah, you know what, Reece Williams and Nat Phillips, we should just keep them and we should sell Konate because they done this and they got us into the Champions League. Like, what? Are you mad?
No.
What's this guy done? Nah, man, dead.
You need to ask them where they smoking that. Where are they smoking that shisha over there?
Yeah. What about you, Cardo, man? Bajcetic, where do you kind of stand on him, like in a general sense? What do you think we should do? What do you think we should do in this situation?
Okay, loan him.
Okay.
I think it will be very. I know I hate to use that word because this is business, this is football, but I think it would be very unfair for us to just like sell him, and then also be unfair to us because I think his talent is at least worth 30 mil, based on his talent and profile. I think he's worth that much. And then right now we'll probably sell it at a loss, and I don't think that should be the thinking behind it. I think we should loan him, get him to play more football.
Carl, sorry, did you say 30 million?
I think he's worth 30 million. I think if we get the same player, imagine that if we get the same level, he didn't improve at all. We get the same level of player when we first saw him. That's a $30 million player. Like he never improved.
But how can he be 30 million if he hasn't done anything in football? Like,
no, I'm saying that's his worth. If we sell him now, we probably sell him way below the value that we think he is, right? So it's probably like we're giving up on a stock. We're giving up on the player. by selling him.
So you're saying he has the potential to become a 30 million player, not saying he's a 30 million player now. Yeah, but then that's my point. Like Jordan Ibe.
Look,
Jordan
if I
Ibe at one point,
I think he's worth 30 mil, but no one will pay me 30 mil. Right? That's the value I see in him. But no one will pay me that money because they don't see it. They don't see it. He's been injured. So therefore, the best option for us is loan him, get him to play, get him to fitness, get him to have a little bit of mojo, a little bit of confidence, and then look at it again next year and see if that's the player we still want or don't want. But I'm sure Do you think
Slot and Richard Hughes think he's a £30 million player?
I think so too. I think so.
I don't think they would. I don't think he would have told him to go then. I don't think he would have told him to go on loan.
I think right now there's no space for him. There's no space. I think our squad is very it's too. There's not enough space in the midfield for him to play. There's too many. There's too many of them. Not enough playing time. I think that's his biggest issue. I don't think it's because they don't want him. I think that they might not see the playing time for him.
Well, as a six, you mean? We've only got two.
As a six or even an eight. As a 6 or even an 8, I don't see the playing time for him. Especially since you guys say Tyler Morton is rated higher than him right now. So if they were keeping one of them, I'm guessing based on your sources or your thinking that Tyler Morton will stay instead of him. So in my opinion, I'm saying that look, this is a player I see value in. I just can't. I just need him to go play somewhere, and then he can't play. We're not gonna send him under 23. I think that's too below of his standard. I think we just need to find a place for him to go play. I think the Spanish league will be perfect for him. It's in his element, back to his country, a little bit more familiar with the language, a little bit more calm in his game. Getting back to his confidence. I believe he is a $30 million player. It's just that no one will pay for that now.
Fairs. No. I hear it. Any? What's your thoughts, man? Bajcetic, man, where do you kind of stand on him?
Yeah, if loaning him to Real Sociedad means that we get Zubimendi, then yeah, I'm loaning him there. Letting him get some. Even on a perm, I might even consider doing a perm, if it means that we get I'm not going to lie to you. If it means that we get Zubimendi, because I do think Zubimendi improves our midfield a lot in that position. I'm someone who had high stocks in Bajcetic. I still think he's a very talented player, but when I watched him in pre-season, it just
he's barely got any minutes, bro.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I was a bit surprised at how little minutes he got, and then when he did come on, his performances didn't really move me as well. I was like, okay, cool. It might take longer than I thought for you to shake off the rust, or maybe you just might not be as good as I first thought in it. I don't know, but I personally still need to see more of him, and I don't know how many minutes he's going to get for Liverpool, simply based off the fact that we've got a lot of competition in the midfield at the moment. So I think the smartest thing to do at this moment in time would be to loan him, and especially if it means that we do bring in a player as well. If we can sort of negotiate a deal that means he goes one way and someone comes in another, I'd be willing to do that, man. Definitely.
Yeah, man, I hear it, man. What about yourself, John?
I think a loan deal for him probably would be best case scenario, because he hasn't played football for like nearly a year and a half, and that's a long time. That's a really long time. So I think his value, if you were considering to sell him on a permanent, would have gone down like quite a fair bit compared to when he was playing. Then I would have said he'd probably be like at least like
his transfer market value right now, by the way, is 11 million euros.
There you go. Yeah. So I feel like,
but when you're selling, you're always doubling that. You always
no. I know. I'm just saying, like, in terms of what they kind of however they do their metric, I don't know how it is, but in terms of their thing, I'll look at that sometimes and think, okay, that's roughly either way. Let's say 2 mil either way, up or down, in terms of a player's real true value. 11 million euros, you're saying, so that's about £9 million, give or take. But yeah, sorry, go on, John. Go on.
No, that's cool. Yeah, I think I can see the logic in both. Me personally, I am on the side of getting rid of him not getting rid of him, but selling him on a permanent with a buyback clause, like kind of like similar to what Chelsea did with Nemanja Matic, I think, all those years ago. I think they had like sold him to Benfica, and I think they bought him back for 20 million. So I would be open for like a deal like that, because I just feel like for me with the squad in general, let alone the midfield, I just feel like there's way too much quantity and not enough quality, in my opinion. I feel like I still feel like even with bringing in Zubimendi, I still feel like there needs to be more quality for us to even get to that level of challenging.
Where's the quality missing?
I mean, I think the quality is missing in the defense a lot. I think the quality is missing in the forwards. I don't think the forward line is even near as good enough to really like challenge. Because the thing is, for me, there's a bar that's been set from the previous team that has won us the league and the Champions League. There's a bar that's been set. And when I look at this current team now, the bar is not there. Even though like the foundations from when we first won all these trophies, they're still there with like Van Dijk and all these key players. I just don't think, even the midfield, like I don't think it's still robust enough there to compete with other midfields, in my opinion. So
I got a question for you, John. Sorry if I'm taking a little bit over. In my thinking, when I look at football, I look at the squad that we got, and then I'm like, the players that we got, where are they in terms of value in football value? Where are they? Like, to me, is that when you're looking at Diaz needs to do better for us. True, but in terms of his value in terms of football, he's a top 10 right winger in the world.
Left winger.
Left winger in the world. It's hard for me to be like, we need to find better, but where are we going to find better? How much are we going to pay to get better at this, right?
But the thing is, you say that, but it's like with Diaz again, it's like he's how old? He's born like 27, 28. Like
he's still
not
good.
He is good, but the thing is, like, he's lacking what we need in the forward line, which is end product. He has the skill. True. He has like.
I'm not even talking about I'm not even questioning you're thinking of they need to score more, output needs to be better and all of that. What I'm questioning is we need quality, right? I agree, we need quality, but how are we going to improve? How are we going to improve? Because again, whether we agree or not, I think he's a top 10 left winger in the world. Now, where are we going to find?
Could you name 10 left wingers? Huh? Could you name 10 good left wingers?
We got Vinicius.
Mm-hmm.
We got we're putting Nico out in the, no
bro, it's your top 10, you know. It's not mine.
No ranking. I'm not ranking them.
No, you don't have to rank them. I just want to hear who you think is 10 good wingers.
I'm taking
whether what's that? I'll put Doku in there. I'll put you put me in a spot. I'm thinking. I'm looking at leagues. I'll put Pulisic in there again.
Pulisic.
No ranking.
No.
Whoa, guys! I don't even want to.
Rafael Leao. Again, I'm not ranking them 1 to 10.
No. I know. I know
They
you're
didn't let that later. I'm
not having Pulisic. I'm not having Pulisic.
No, I think he's good. I think he's good. Last year he had 25 goal and assists. So again,
I don't even know. That's
I'll put man.
It's tricky, isn't it, lad? Trying to even think of 10 wingers, let
I'm
alone.
trying to take on the spot. I didn't do my homework. You know that kind
No,
of
no,
thing.
no. And I apologize. Maybe I should have.
Wait.
And then obviously Diaz. I'll put I won't put Gakpo. I think Gakpo is a little bit outside of that. Again, I wouldn't even say. I'll say a Pulisic is a tiny bit outside of the top 10. If I have to think more, but again, I think my point of what I'm trying to ask you is that where are we going to improve? How much improvement it is going to cost us, and where is it going to be? Because is it someone where we have to get them there, or is it someone that will have to be ready, who's already ready, who is ready to be at that position right now? Like who we're gonna buy right now who could be at that position? Gordon is a top part of the top 10. Again,
Hey, you're the one who named Pulisic, boy. So clearly there's players out there that
there are players out there, but I'm saying who, like, if we're gonna buy Pulisic, are you going to pay 50 mil for Pulisic? Are you gonna pay?
Listen, he ain't in my top anything. I'm just saying, this is your top 10, you know.
Again, he's not part of it. But
okay, cool. So you got okay. I'll name wingers.
Yes.
I'll just name wingers, like left wingers. I've just gone on the list.
Yeah.
I'll just name wingers, and you tell me whether you'd upgrade for this guy or not. So you've got Oyarzabal from Real Sociedad. Spanish.
How old is he?
Doesn't say his age. I think he's like 25, 26.
28.
Oh, is he 28?
Yeah, I wouldn't do
27.
that.
27.
27.
Same age as Diaz, actually.
I wouldn't do that.
Mitoma?
Yes.
I wouldn't.
But that's an iffy with me. That's a more of a price thing. If it was cheap, yes. If it was like 30 mil, yes. 30, 40 mil, yes. Yes, I'll do it.
Jack Grealish?
Grealish, no.
Nico Williams, I don't know if you said him already. You might have.
Yeah, I did. Yes. I will do it. But again, depending on the price.
Yeah, no. Forget even just the price. Just for two. I just want to know if
it's 50 mil. Yes, I'll take my chance. But if it's above 80, no, I wouldn't do it.
Trossard.
No.
Kingsley Coman.
No.
Martinelli.
No.
Rafael Leao.
No.
Money. Depends on the money.
No.
The other one was they put him here as a winger, but I don't know. Maybe you can call him that Jamal Musiala, but they put him here as a winger.
Yeah, yes, I will do it. Yes, I will do it. Because
so there's already
he could play multiple.
Yeah. I don't call him really a winger, but to be fair, he played.
Yeah, he played
on the wing quite a bit last year. So that's the point I'm trying to think with like. Obviously, if we go back to obviously the original thing, which is obviously looking at someone like a Bajcetic, I feel like when we're looking at that, and obviously you guys are talking about Diaz there's a few players already that I think most of us will be like, yeah, I'll do it. And I think it goes to what John was saying about there's a lot of quantity in this squad. I 100% agree. You've got bare players, but can you realistically say that? Would you realistically say that there's a lot of quality in the team as an overall?
Do you know what I would say? Like, because I agree, I don't think the quality is there. But on
promo. That's a moot point.
Yeah, Kvara as well. But
I didn't want to bring up them kind of.
Yeah, for me, the way I see it is in certain positions, right? So you see, then I look at Diaz. Yeah, for me, Diaz is like a season away. Just like all we need is like a good season for us to be talking about him as being like, oh my God, he's one of the best wingers in the world because of the standard or the quality right now. So when you're looking at changing someone like that, it's not a guarantee that Kvaradona or Kvaratskhelia comes in and is going to pop off straight away. So that gap, like Kvaratskhelia could have a season like Diaz next season, and now we're looking at it a bit shaky. The gap isn't like, we're not talking about going and getting Mbappe or going and getting Vinicius, where all right, cool. There's a gap between those players. There's a gap between the players we currently got. But when it's pertaining to the midfield, I fully agree. Bare numbers. But it's like I'm not that fussed. Like Guimaraes, give me him in it. Bruno, give me Bruno Guimaraes, innit? Straight in. Give me Flipping.
Yeah.
Give me Kobe Mainu. Give him.
I agree with you guys. I agree with you guys. I'll give you an example, Jerry. Right. So if we get if we needed the defensive, we need the defensive mid, and then you asking, is it realistically possible for us to spend, looking at how much we're going to spend to bring him in and what we have? I think the board will always make the decision to stay with what we have, because yes, he's way better than what we have, but is how much better? How much better they're going to look? Is he worth $100 million better?
But I think,
Yeah,
not 100 million, 100%. And I think the fact that we're going to get a Zubimendi and we're even entertaining spending 60 million on someone that, let's just be honest, like he's had a good season, but this isn't a player that's been. We're not going and getting Camavinga that's been doing it for years now. We're not going and getting someone. We're not getting a Rodri equivalent. We're getting Zubimendi, someone that's had a good season, and we're looking to buy it for 60 million, right? Yeah. That suggests that yes, Liverpool look at it and like, you know what? There's a gap. Like we need to go and splash out in that market. The same way we went and spent on Virgil van Dijk. They looked at it and were like, you know what? We need to get this player because this player is so far better than what we've got.
I agree with you. We do that kind of business. We do that kind of business. But the thing is that maybe in Zubimendi, it's just an opportunity, because we found out the release clause is not that much. It's just an opportunity for us to pounce on.
I don't think so. I don't think so, because that area is crucial for Slot. It's crucial for Slot. The fact that
he dropped Endo straight away, man. After the first game, he dropped Endo because he knows.
And the reason why I say that as well, because if he didn't think that, Bajcetic would be staying again, because this is a guy that you're saying he's at 30 million now. If the jump between Bajcetic and Zubimendi was only about a season of development, all he needs to get the rust out of, like people are saying, all he needs to do is just play some games, get the rust off his legs, and he'll be fine. If that was the case, you're keeping Bajcetic and you play him the same way Man United look at Kobe Mainu, the same way Man United look at Kobe Mainu and say, yeah, you can go and play him.
For the same money we sell Fabio Carvalho, it's still, to me, it's still this around the same price. I'm saying 30 million is the highest. So that's my starting price. That's the starting price. And then you could bring me down. You could bring me down.
Wait,
of course.
Me down. You can negotiate.
Quickly, Carl. Just one quick point I'll make is, if you remember the initial wording that came out when the initial tweet from Ornstein, I think he said specialist 6. That shows like we don't what's his name? Slot doesn't feel like we have a specialist 6 that can do the role that he wants in the team. So whoever we bring in needs to be a massive upgrade on the players. Like, who are you gonna play there? Curtis Jones, bro, or Sabuzla as a specialist 6? Come on, man. We're gonna get killed. We're gonna get killed, man.
We're not going there.
That's why at the beginning of the stream, I said I'm nervous right now. I'm nervous right now because I want this deal to get through. Because again, the biggest reason why I like I love Zubimendi is not necessarily his impact he was gonna have with the ball. I think the number one reason what he'll do is that he will keep us in shape, in shape to defend. Not necessarily him to defend, but he's very smart at picking up player, at being in a position in space to mark. And especially when you see him play against the big boys, against Madrid or Barcelona, he does a very good job of being where he's supposed to be at all times. Obviously, you
know what it is though. I don't think that's the issue. I don't think that's the issue that Slot saw, because if he had
that's not what I see. What I personally
no, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't think Liverpool have gotten a player to go and say, oh, because we need someone that's going to be defensively solid. I think that's just what comes with a role, innit? It's like with a defender, you want the defender to be good at defending. But I think what he's looking at in terms of profile was, all right, cool. Endo, like I saw the numbers, the figures, right? The defensive stats. Zubimendi and Endo's are quite similar. It's what Zubimendi does on the ball. It's what he does on the ball, which is why he wants someone like that. It's not, because Liverpool in transition we're getting caught out and we need to go and get this destroyer 6 because otherwise we would have gone and got that. He wants someone that's quality on the ball. Hence why he's played Szoboszlai there, Gravenberch there, and Jones there. Because out of our midfielders that we've got, they're the ones that are most comfortable in terms of give me the ball anywhere, I can go and turn. irrespective of how good you think these guys are, they're the players that can go and do that. But as Zenny said, he wants a specialist to go and do that, and he clearly doesn't rate. He clearly doesn't think Morton can be a starter right now, or he doesn't trust him to be. And I don't think he rates Bajcetic like that, because if he did, he would have looked at him and be like, all right, cool, drop him in the hot zone, because there's not like a pressure on Slot now to win the league next season. He could use this season as a development year.
I think
to
that
go and
has,
get his style of play, to go and drop Bajcetic in the deep end and play.
I think that has changed a tiny bit. It has changed a tiny bit because of what we saw in preseason. Not a lot of, but I'm saying that there is a level of optimism in the fact that we can compete for the title this year. There's that level of optimism somewhere. I don't know if it's just me. There is, I don't know, because of the football that I see him play. If we can succeed at doing that pretty quickly, I think there's a level of optimism that we can compete.
I don't even just quickly. I don't even disagree. I don't think what you're saying is wrong. But I think what Jerry's saying, I feel like I'm leaning more to that side, because I'm not saying it's a free hit this season, but he's not tasked within the league. They did not tell him, when you come in your first season with this squad here, you're gonna we need you to win the league, or we need you to kind of even challenge. I don't feel like he would. But I do feel like
you guys are putting a standard on him, because you guys will not accept him being out of a Champions League position. You guys will not accept that.
Yeah, that's different from winning the league, though. That's
just more based on. That's just more based on.
That means you're competing for the league.
No, really.
If you want the Champions League,
okay, fair enough. Okay, would you say that Aston Villa? Would you say that Aston Villa completed for the league last season?
Aston Villa at a point of the season, yes, but after a while they got drop off. They got left behind. At a point.
Okay, so that was probably after about 13 games. They probably.
All right, cool. When Arsenal were finishing top four under Wenger, were they going for the league, or was their goal on what Walcott has came out and even expressed? Was their goal, we need to just get into the top four. We need to go and play Champions League football. What was the goal? It was never to win the league.
Look, I think when you talk about Arsenal, Man United, Manchester City, us. We are always, or for the lack of a better word, I don't want to put them there, but Spurs. Well, there's always the need to be one, is to be part of the Champions League top four, and also maybe possibly win the league. And I think that's always a conversation within the squad. So whether it's feasible as fan, I was like, nah, they don't have it. That's just us talking. But them in the squad, them in the club, they're thinking they can win the league. If they're in the top three, they think they can win the league.
I think there's only one team in the league that thinks that. I only think there's one team in the whole league that will literally, at the beginning of every season, will look at it and say,
no team in the top six have that.
I don't think. Okay. When I say there's one team, obviously Manchester City. When I say they're the only team who I believe anyway, at the beginning of every season, at the end of every single season, no matter where the hell they finish, and they've finished first in the last 4 or 5 times. Yeah. Every time for them, it's more of a case of we're kind of running it again, and we're good enough to run it again. So that's the expectation. Anything below that is going to be seen as disappointment. I feel like for the rest of us,
the last 3
Liverpool's,
years,
the Arsenal's,
Arsenal has been doing it. A way to ramp up to win the league, to have a chance to
No. You're ramping up to try to win the league. You're not going into the season with that expectation of we have to win the league, because the reality is ultimately, obviously,
you've seen some of the theatric Arteta is doing to get them to.
No. Again, I think you're misconstruing. What I'm trying to say to you is that, of course, everyone wants to win the league. We know that, right? So all teams want to challenge for the league. We also know that. So the Man Cities, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs, Man United, all of these teams are going to try to challenge. At the beginning of a season, though, when they're heading into the season, I don't think the remit is going to be, hey, guys, we expect you to win the league. The only reason why I say that is just because
expectation. I'm not talking about expectation.
No,
that's goals and
but okay, but the goal of Brentford is to one day win the Premier League too. Like, that's what I'm saying.
We know that's not happening. We know that's not happening.
That's definitely not true, because Leicester City probably didn't have a goal to win the Premier League and they won the Premier League. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like your goal, obviously, yes, I know, I get that part. That's going to be your end game. That's the end game. The Avengers versus Thanos. That's what we're all fighting towards, right? Fair enough. But what I'm saying is the remit at the beginning of every season. I personally do not believe all of these clubs do that. The only reason why I say that is that it's very difficult for you to say that in a league which already has the best team and the best manager. So for you to then come out and say, well, I think we expect to win the Premier League, that's effectively you basically saying, we believe that we are the better team with the better manager, meaning we're going to expect to win the league. I find that impossible to even think, because I'm like, you wouldn't go into that with that thinking that, okay, so Usain Bolt is in the race, I expect to win. I don't expect to win at all.
Yeah. If I'm in the race, no,
you don't. I 100% tell you right now, them man are not expecting to win the race. What they're expecting to do is to challenge. If you win now, that is a different ball game. That's a different ball game.
That's the type of energy sometimes I do not like at the club. Like the energy of we getting into it. Okay, we don't expect to win the league, but let's do something. Let's challenge. Bump that, man. I want to win the league.
Okay, so exactly. You're talking from a fan perspective. I want to
put that energy into them.
No, and this is what I'm trying. I think again, this is what I'm saying to you is that you are right. As a fan, that's what you want to do. Yes, you go into the season. We want to do all of these great things, right? I'm in total agreement with you. But like I said with our Usain Bolt thing, ultimately, you have someone who is far greater than the rest of you guys. Like he's definitely far greater. You've also got that in the Manchester City who are far greater.
Analogy. I think that's a wrong analogy because
we're going to say the team that won the
race. You're looking at someone who's solely dependent on themselves to do something. While you're talking about a team sport, you talk about a team where
cool. So we're talking about a team of individuals who are better than the other team of individuals in the league.
One second, Carl, 1 second, then, yeah. 1 second.
They're not that bad, big wolf, man. Come on, man.
All right, Carl,
we've just seen them win the last 4 Premier Leagues in a row.
I don't care.
Carl, 1 second.
Win the league 10 times in a row. The next time I see them next season, I want to win the league. I want to win the league.
All right, Carl.
This is
Carl, 1 second.
Just before you go, Jerry. Just before you go. This is why I feel like you're misconstruing what I'm saying and not really understanding.
No, I understand
what you want to do and what you're expected to do are two different things. Did you get what I'm trying to? You want to win the league like we all do. We all want to go into the season and we're 100% going to try and win the league. We're going to do our best every single game. But at the beginning of a season, your remit is not to sit there and say, guys, we expect, as in I'm looking at the team and I'm saying, guys, I expect you to win the league. It is going to be, for me anyway, I don't see how that is possible for anybody to have the gall to even think that in there. Not say that you're not going to try. Of course, you're going to try. You're going to try your best, but you're not going to sit there when you know there is literally another team and manager who is better than you. Just before you go, when you've also got a team, and I'm sorry, whether we want to agree with it or not, who have just won 4 out of the last 5 Premier League. I promise you,
it's a new year. But I think
so this is where the fan bias comes into it. Fair enough.
Now we get it. I understand that. I am biased about that. But I think to bring it back to me, what I was trying to say to you is that if you are fighting to be in a Champions League spot, that also means to me that you are fighting to win the league. So now, how far it is and how far you get left behind at a certain point throughout the season, it's different because obviously, Aston Villa got left behind way back at the end of January. They got left behind at the end of January, and then after that, it became a 3-horse race until March, and then at March we got left behind. Then it became and Man City.
But Carl, how often has Klopp gone on multiple occasions and said, "Yeah, we're not going for the league. We're just going into the Champions League. We're just going for the Champions League. That's our target. That's it."
That's
he said that. How many times?
This is some of the issue I had with him. He's a great manager. I had issue with him talking that way too. I had issues. I think also at
But
times
but that's
we
not,
were a good team,
but
and then
put it this way.
because he put that out there, I felt that the
Alright.
energy got wrong.
But that energy, like,
All right, put it this way. Put it this way as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
Put it this way as well, though. If the expectation is for Liverpool to win the league, on that basis, if Slot doesn't do it, he's failed. Get another manager.
No,
Because you need to.
I'm
The
not
way
that
Chelsea
judgmental.
operated.
I'm not that judgmental.
No.
But you just
But
said the
you
expectation
can't
is
with
to
that
win the league. Yeah,
expectation.
it doesn't make
If I've got an
sense.
expectation,
I think,
if
again,
I've
you
got an
guys misconstrued
expectation,
my expectation.
no. This is the equivalent.
To win the league.
Nah.
But what happens throughout the league is, look, to me.
Hold on. No, the way you're saying,
the manager is
the analogy is,
if we're 6, 7, and 8. That's when I'm thinking about dropping a manager. I'm not dropping a manager because you're fighting in the top 4.
I'm not gonna lie.
You're always in the top 4.
Nah.
Now, if it
my
becomes
expectation,
yeah.
If my expectation for my girl, is for my girl to be loyal, not cheat on me, but then she cheats on me. Like, I'm not like, yeah, but things happen in life, and I'm gonna be no. That's my expectation. An expectation is a bare minimum. An expectation is a bare minimum. What you want to do, your hopes and your dreams are completely different. An expectation is a bare minimum. My expectation might be, if my expectation for my child, is to go to Oxford. If they don't go to Oxford, you underachieved. Therefore, you have failed. However, my dream is. Maybe I'm not being clear. Carl, 1 second. Carl, let me land. Just let me drop it another way. If my expectation of my son is for him to go and become the best player in the world and play professional football, and he doesn't do it, he has failed that expectation. If my hope is that he goes and does it, right? It's a completely different situation. We still aim for that same spot, but it's not an expectation. We aim towards that target. The expectation is completely different. The expectation that Salah scores 20 goals, it's not, we hope he scores 20 goals. We hope Núñez scores 20 goals. We expect Salah to score 20 goals. That's why he's in the team. He's not in there just because, we can't. An expectation means that if you under deliver on that expation in any walk of life, it means you have failed, and there needs to be an inquest into what has gone wrong.
I think I'm maybe I'm not explaining this to me. I do expect us, if what you guys tell me is the fact that you guys want still to be in the top 4 having Champions League. To me, in my mind, that tells me that we are also fighting for the league. We are also trying to win the league. That's what it means to me. Like, if we're in a top, because all the team, most of the time when we're looking at a table, all the teams that are part of the Champions League, that are going into Champions League, had a chance for reason or not, couldn't finish winning the league. So
for the last 5 years though, it hasn't been like that. It hasn't been like that for the last 5-6 years. It's been the top 2, which has been us a lot of the time, and City. I mean, and Arsenal now, and they run away with the league, and then the other teams are battling for the top 4. Yeah, so wait, Carl, quickly. All we're saying is that we as Liverpool fans expect to get top 4. That's our expectation. We're not saying that we don't hope that we can't achieve more. Of course, we want to win the league, of course, but we're just saying realistically, with a new manager and our current circumstances, we just expect the top 4. So, do we want more than that? Of course, we want more than that, but we can't expect to win the league when we don't feel like we're equipped to do that. If you guys are
expecting top 4, what's the difference between expecting top 4 and winning the league? What's the biggest?
That could be 20, 30 points. That could be 20 points. That could be 20 points in the league. We don't know.
Was it 20 points? Because
I'm gonna check.
It was.
Apart from Aston Villa, I'll say Aston Villa was probably almost 20 points.
Aston Villa finished on 68 points.
Okay, so they were.
Manchester City finished on 91.
Yeah, so 23 points.
But they were the 4th team. They were the 4th.
Yeah, they were the 4th team. Yeah, they were the 4th.
We were like 9 points behind.
Yeah,
we were 9
points behind. And then I'm guessing Arsenal was 1 point behind.
They were 2 points behind Man City.
2 points behind. So that's what I'm trying to say to you guys. I don't mean the expectation. To me, once we say top 4, cool. It could happen that we're the 4th team. But if we are fighting in that little box of fighting for Champions League, the expectation also gotta be like, yo, we can probably win the league. We're at a striking distance to win the league. If doing it might just be too many injuries, too many draws, or losing at certain times that we shouldn't lose, i.e. Crystal Palace, i.e. not beating Manchester United. Those are some of the reasons that we didn't win. We couldn't win the league last year. But that doesn't mean that we were not fighting to win the league. There was not an opportunity to win the league.
So with this current team right now,
big up a Sam, sir. Big up a Sam.
No, that's cool. So with this current team, Carl, yeah, because not much has changed apart from maybe a potential add-in with Zubimendi. Do you think this squad is capable of winning the league? Yes or no? I don't know. Yes, just yes or no.
Squad, forget the coach, but forget everybody. Yes, they do. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Just straight up squad. Now, what the coach does, coaching and tactics, that's different. That could be an adding sauce that's great, and it could be a negative adding things to our team. It could just be that. We don't know yet because we haven't seen him manage at that level in the Premier League already. But just strictly based on squad, we have one of the best squad in the Premier League.
What makes you think that, by the way? I just want to know. I'm just intrigued to know, what makes you think that our squad is of the level of winning the league?
Level. Look, no matter how much you complain, no matter how we complain about how our forward line is bad. In general, we'll score more than 100 goals at the end of the season. So that means that we're scoring goals, whether they scoring it and they're not. Someone was scoring goals every week enough for us to win lots of games. So there's that part. Maybe it will continue. Because no matter what, as long as it continue to score and win games, it doesn't matter who scored them, right? So if Van Dijk keeps scoring all the goals for us to win every game, we don't care as long as we winning games. So it doesn't really matter to me. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say to you?
No, listen, look, you think that the team is good enough. Just before we go, actually, I want to read this.
It's good enough, and then whether our attack does business, they become like what we used to have with Mane and Salah and Firmino. That's a different conversation. But as long as they score, and then we are beating team, I don't care who score. I don't really
but I just want to quickly read the super chat. Literally, you can go straight after this. Big up selection, by the way. But guys, please make sure, man, you smash your likes, man. I like hearing everyone's opinions and views because I want to see how things kind of change or if they change throughout like the season and that. We're going to get back into this conversation. Selection saying Slot wants someone who is comfortable in build up and back to man and able to do quick, intricate combos. Slot is more focused on IP for now, in his opinion, i.e. the build-up. I think I totally agree with you there, man. Big up selection, by the way, for the super chat. I think, I agree. I think these guys have already kind of said it. The type of individual, I think Annie said it and Jerry said it, that he's looking for in that midfield is totally different than what he was say Klopp. Because I think one thing that I noticed is that at the beginning of the summer, when we didn't know how Slot played, if you look at the list of midfielders that probably most of them, myself included, looked at, I don't feel like it's the same list that we looked at, like we're looking at now, as an example. Like the Zubimendi list is a bit different now to the list that say some. It's not going to be not wildly because there's only so many midfielders out there, but just in terms of now we're more invested in this type of profile of individual, the Zubimendis, type of individuals. Whereas before, most of us would have said, like some people said, myself would say like Fofana, some people wanted Palhinha, people wanted Agate, like they wanted that type of individual because we felt we needed more of a destroyer / someone who's just defensively solid. Now, from what Slot's clearly what he's looking for, I'm not saying the defensive side doesn't matter because I think Jerry said it there. The stats are not even that far off an Endo. So if you can get an Endo defensively, but way better on the ball, it might help. Do you know what I mean? It might actually be a good thing. So yeah, man, I totally agree, man. And big up selection again, man. Love for that.
Yeah.
But sorry, you guys can go on.
I was gonna say, look, each individual Liverpool fan is allowed to have their own expectations of what they feel like the club can achieve in it. So I'm not saying you're completely wrong with having your own expectations, but I'm just saying this is Slot's first season. I can't remember too many times where a manager's come in to a club and won the league in his first season. Now I know we're in a better position than a lot of teams.
We'll be the first one. We'll be the first one. Come
no,
on.
I think it's happened before. I'm pretty sure Conte's done it with Chelsea.
Well, you know what I mean? At our club,
Mourinho.
at our club, at our club. I'll be
But-
at our club, man.
I'm saying,
I mean, we've only won one league title, so there's going to be a
Yeah.
lot of firsts if Slot
But I'm
was to
saying,
win anyway.
I'm saying
so-
even
In 5
managers-
years.
gonna be a bit
In
close.
5 years.
Even managers like Pep Guardiola, like the greatest manager probably we've ever seen, you can have your arguments about that. He didn't win in his first season, innit? So I can't expect that Slot, who's someone who I didn't even know. I didn't know much about Slot before he came in it, so I can't then expect him to come in and win us the league straight away personally, innit? So I just think it's a bit unrealistic for me to say, yeah, you know what, come in. You ain't even made a signing yet, and I'm gonna expect you to win the league. No. For me, I'm hoping that we can do more than get top 4, but I just think top 4 is a reasonable expectation at this moment in time.
I hate those words, man. I hate those words.
Yeah, but you've got to be realistic, innit? I can't set myself up for some at the end of the season.
Why are you setting up yourself? Are you playing? Are you playing, my guy?
No, but if I set myself up, if I say now, yeah, I expect Slot to win the league, and then it comes we're 6 in fucking.
So what, my
March
guy?
or
So
some
what?
shit. Nah, man, I can't.
Your feelings gonna get hurt.
I can't do that.
But for me, if I expect them to win the league and they don't do it, you failed. So I want you gone. Why are you here then? Like you haven't achieved what the bare minimum. The expectations are bare minimum.
Come on, all right.
And that's what I'm saying. It will be harsh. It will be harsh to sack Slot because he didn't win the league in his first season.
Give me a second.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy, bro.
Just to go back to your analogy earlier. You said if your son doesn't reach doesn't get to Oxford, but what happened if he gets to Harvard? No, what happened if he goes to Harvard? What happened if he gets to Cambridge? So what I'm trying to say, if we fight, maybe we might not win the league, but we win the Champions League. But the thing is that the only way
Oxford and Harvard's on the same level, but I'm talking about the league.
Is by fighting for trophies and by being there and fighting for trophies.
If my expectation of my son, let's just make it a bit easier. A Russell Group university, a top 5 university, and that's my expectation. I don't care if he goes to Kent. I don't care if he goes to Nottingham at this point. You failed. You have not met my expectation. You failed. If my expectation is you need to win the league, if my expectation is I want you to win the league, and you come 6th in the Champions League, you still haven't made my expectation. And bear enough, I'm not talking about the rest of the competition. We're talking about the league. So what's the expectation in the league? If in the league your expectation is to win the league, that is the bare minimum.
One shiny thing, yes, expectation fell, but obviously when we assess and look, we'll be like, okay, he deserves another chance, but he doesn't deserve it.
You know what, Carl? A more realistic expectation for me is to do something like Klopp did when he first came in, and he said, you know what, within a certain amount of time, I think it was 4 years, I expect to win. He said a league, I think it was Premier League. I think that's more realistic to give yourself a certain amount of time in it. So cool. If after 2 years, 2 to 3 years,
but that's not where we are. That's not where we are.
No, but it is. We're battling against City and Arsenal. We're still battling against City and Arsenal.
It's a lack of confidence in our squad and the players that we got. I think we got really good ball players in the squad. I think we are disappointed in the fact that they haven't done business. They haven't done all the things that we wish they could do. Because I generally think that some of the players that we have in the squad are probably some of the top 25 best player at their position in the world.
But I would like to think they're the top 25. Jesus Christ, a big number. You know?
Carl,
when two bad people. Well, you bet me.
Carl, let me ask you a question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Is Andy Robertson, as it stands right now, is he the best left back in the world? Yes or no?
No, he's not. No, he's not. But no, he's not. But it does just. City doesn't have the best left back in the world. Arsenal doesn't have the best left back in the world. They don't. They don't, man. They don't. So.
But are the left backs they have, are they better than Robertson?
Yeah, but okay. So are you gonna take a City's left back instead of Robertson?
I take Ake in a heartbeat. Is
it Ake or
it doesn't even matter at this point. I'll take either.
Decoration guy. Who is it?
Yeah, Vardio. Yeah.
The point is this.
Yeah, go ahead.
The point is this year. It's like me. Your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion, and that's fine. For me,
I'm not judging you, man.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
Go ahead, bro.
Me personally, it's like I just base things off reality and what I've seen, and with this squad, with a lot of certain players, it's like a lot of players such as Robert, they've bided their time. you can see that there's been a decline in their performances throughout the last like 2 years, especially Robertson.
True.
So there's vital areas in this team where we need to upgrade at some point to compete.
I agree.
The thing is, because the thing is, yeah, we're walking into the season not playing Europe. We're not playing Europa League. We're playing Champions League. So it's like if we rock up to Madrid and draw against Madrid, for me, it's like I can't sit here at this point in time and look at this team and say we're fully equipped to go and challenge amongst the world's best, let alone the best in the league, which is Man City.
Look, I think there's a squad to squad, no. But again, when we add in coaching, a possible tactics, maybe you could get a result out of a big boy like Madrid. But
babies aren't good enough.
There's not that many big boy better than us in Europe. There's not that many apart from Madrid, apart from Man City.
We couldn't beat Atlanta in the knockout stages.
Maybe Bayern.
We couldn't beat Atalanta in the knockout stages in the Europa League, and this is the same team.
But again, that's what I'm saying. They had a better tactic. They tactically outmatch us. That's what happened.
Yeah, but you can't. You can't base it on like wouldas, couldas, if buts, maybes. If Diaz scores 50 goals,
no,
if Gakpo clicks, if Slot implements a tactic that's like revolutionary, you can't base it on that. I'm
not basing it on that.
We don't know.
I'm basing on the ability that I've seen our squad do last year,
which is what come third. Which is come third.
But there's also a level of optimism in them because you're like, oh, they just got together, and also especially from the midfield standpoint, and then they still did okay because they still fight until March. You're like, okay, just like John said, maybe they need a little bit upgrade here at left back.
Maybe.
But again, it's my opinion. Let's say they don't sign a left back for the next 2 years.
Then I'll tell you what that is, which is what we've become a master at. That's negligence. That's gross negligence.
Just before we continue, guys, just before we can, because I want to move on to the next guy anyway, and we're going to circle back to this at the end, by the way, because I wanted to say a couple of things anyway. But big up Promo, by the way, man. Much love and appreciation for the super chat, my bro. And as Promo said before, man, make sure you smashing the like button, man. Bun all the other channels who have gone live at this moment in time. Big up everyone, great debate. Do you man think we get Zubimendi and get Gordon late in the window? And also, do we think Trent thrives in the new system? So, two-part question. All right, I'll just go around and ask everyone yes or no. Do you think we get Zubimendi? Do you think we get Zubimendi, Jerry?
Yes.
Carl?
Yes.
John?
Man, you proponent of getting players.
No, I would want him, but as it stands, the transfer saga is going to.
Who do you think we're getting? If we don't, since you said no,
I'll just say yeah.
Again.
Oh no, I didn't say no. I said we'll just about get him.
Oh, okay.
We're just about get him over the line.
Do you think we get Zubimendi?
Yeah, I think we get it over the line. Yeah.
Do you then think we also get Gordon late in the window?
I don't think we get Gordon. No.
No.
I can't see that. Unless, yeah, no, I don't think we get.
Okay, I'm seeing everyone saying no anyway. Jerry, what do you think about Gordon late in the window?
I don't think we get him because I don't know. It would have to be some late madness. It would have to be some late madness. Like someone comes in 80 million for Diaz and you're like, all right, we have to take it, because I don't think the jump from Diaz to Gordon is that great. And I think it's a season difference. 2 seasons ago, we would have never taken Gordon over Diaz. Do you know what I mean? Like, would have never done that. So, yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Fairs. What do you guys think about Trent in this new system? I don't even know where he's going to play. That's a good question.
I think he'll play right back. Like, looking at pre-season, the stuff I saw Bradley doing, Trent can easily do if he applies himself. It's just about whether he wants to apply himself or not. Because I like the over.
Realize you're talking about a professional football player.
Yeah, I know, but from what I've seen last 2 seasons, I'm not gonna lie, I do have to question his attitude.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's mad. Like,
to be fair to him, it's not all negative. Like, beginning of last season, he was one of our best players, and he did pick up an injury, came back and looked a bit shaky. But the season before that, I did question his attitude. But yeah, it's just about whether he applies himself or not, because
Andy,
Bradley
I
can-
got a question for you. Are you a school teacher?
My school teacher, no.
Nah,
School teacher.
my man says applies himself.
Nah,
That's how when teachers would have scolded you. They say he applies himself.
a couple teachers did say that about me. Trust me, I used to coast through school education.
Yeah.
But no. There's no reason he can't do what we saw Bradley, because Bradley looks alright. He looked half decent in pre-season, so Trent can easily do that and more. So I think he'll just be used as a traditional right back. He might invert in certain games, who knows? But he should be fine. He should be fine.
Nah, man, I hear it. Yeah, I think for me, I said already, and I'll do a video on it later.
He'll thrive.
He'll
thrive.
Yeah, he might do. I think
if he does, because again, when we were watching the preseason, I think that Bradley messed up a lot, especially at the final third. He didn't cross properly.
Yeah.
He wasn't crossing properly. He didn't finish. I think there was a lot of times when he was making run instead of shooting at the goal, he didn't do it. He tried to cross unnecessarily, and also miss passes or mistime his passes. I think at the third, a final third, there was quite a lot missing, and I think if that's Trent, he'll probably score and assist in those situations.
No, I hear it. All right, let's move on. The next guy that I wanted to talk about is another one of these fringe players that I hope get out of the club. But it says Joe Gomez is an option.
A little bit more respect.
No,
he's done 10 years.
He's 10 years. If I count, has he even touched 100 games? Like, let alone has he done 10 years? But now you see someone like Joe Gomez. Listen. You know what? Even that, I'll even give Bly's on. Yeah, I'm just more concerned at the fact that you've been here. Oh wow, he's played 140 games.
I ain't giving him a Bly, you know. How's Konza coming in and scoring goals, bro? Konza's coming in and scoring goals.
This is it.
Either way, as it says, Aston Villa apparently are looking. I think it's either him, someone else. I can't remember who. I'll see if I can find the chat. Someone put it up there about it's either him and someone else that asked. Oh, that's it. Big up, honesty. Joe Gomez and Gertruda are options for Aston Villa if Diego Carlos leaves. That's from Matt Law. So obviously, listen, I hear it. He's done 10 years and that's all. Like that's cute, you know what I mean? It probably looks good when you're looking at stats and stuff like that. But this is a guy who's gone from being potentially the partner for Van Dijk to now scrapping Tsimikas and Robbo for left back positions. I say he didn't even look at the right back because he said, you know what? But when this 21-year-old Northern Irish brother just come in, I'm good on that side. And now you've got Jarell Kwanzaa, Mr. Condolences himself, has now jumped ahead of you in the queue for centre backs. I don't know about you guys. You gotta go. You gotta go. Like, and it's not even a case of like, I don't even want to hear about we need depth, because you need depth within reason. You see the type of player that he is. I'd actually prefer if you just said, you know what, he can bounce. You can keep Sepp Vandenberg if you're going to just use him in the same way. Just keep Sepp Vandenberg. Because they're doing the same thing. Like, I'd rather you just keep him there. I don't need a Joe Gomez in the team anymore. Big up to him for doing 10 years. It's amazing. I'll be honest, you haven't contributed to a lot of that 10 years anyway. So I'm not gonna overstate it.
I know. Come on, let's give him a little bit more credit.
I'm flipping that bit.
Come on, man. The season we won it, he did play. At the beginning of the season, he was one of our main centre backs. No, pretty sure he was.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, for one season out of 10, I'll fully give you the 1 out of 10. I will give you that. No, and I will give you that. I'll give you 1 out of 10. But the ratio ain't really ratioing at this moment in time. It's really not. And unfortunately for him, it's just not ratioing. In fact, that is the season where he played the most amount of games he's ever played for Liverpool in the 10 years. Last season actually was the most he's ever played.
You got something to say? Go ahead, John. Come on.
But yeah, man. Nah, he can go. What about you guys? What do you think?
Quick question, G. Don't you think he was one of our best players last season? Because I do. I actually think he was one of our best players.
100%. Speaks volumes for the team in itself. But yeah, 100%.
I disagree.
Well, you don't think he was one of our best players last season?
I think defensively he was good. he couldn't give anything forward as a left back or a right back. I think at moment, just because of him, we couldn't finish certain offensive action. Because he is.
Nah, he did his job last season.
I feel like
Bro was taking a piss.
yeah, he must be joking on that.
Bro, I'm the South London. Bro, I feel like that's all it ever is. Yeah, man's from South London. I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck where you're from, bro. Like, as in, if you're not good enough, you're just not good enough. Bro.
Yo, G, come on.
No. Okay, guys. Okay, just deep what I just said. Yeah, the guy's scrapping with Tsimikas and Robbo for left back. He knows he's never going to get in at right back. He's now been jumped ahead in the queue by 2 players, one who came 2 or 3 years ago and one who came in the team last year. So he knows that my position in the squad is effectively just I'm the guy who's going to get everyone the towels at half time. So if that's your position,
and do what's mad as well. And do what's mad as well. When he said the condolences thing, he weren't saying condolences thing to like Joe Gomez, who's like the next one above him. He's saying condolences to the guy that's arguably second in command at the back. So he's really telling Joe Gomez, yeah, bro, I'm not even thinking about you as competition. I'm looking at Matt. I'm telling Matt condolences. Nah, Pete.
That kind of tells you. And listen, look, respect. Listen, I'm bantering. Respect to Joe Gomez, but guys, this is what I'm talking about when we saying like, bro, we cannot keep everybody, bro. Like people just have to start going now to at least allow to make room for other players to be able to come in, because otherwise, what then happens is we go back to saying every summer, oh, why did he go on a free? You know why he went on a free? Because you kept him for too long. Now nobody wants him. They can't command the fee because we're not going to get this fee next season. I can tell you that for free. If everyone stays fit, obviously. If they don't, then of course he'll play and then he'll get his game time. But if everyone stays relatively fit, he is not going to get the game time. So that 45 million that we've got, now it starts to drop to 30 million. Then you're looking at it thinking, I don't know, 30 million. I don't know. You know what? Crystal Palace, let's take a punt. Bro, he's still got an opportunity to play Champions League football with Aston Villa. If I was him, I would take it if Diego Carlos leaves. I would fully take it.
And Gomez starts for Villa.
And he starts for Villa.
Yeah,
there's no reported.
That Charlton link up, innit? That's what they want to do. The little Charlton little link.
Oh, Konza, I forgot about Charlton. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, 45 M's. I'll take that all day long, man.
The fact that you
bought him for less than 10 mil as well, isn't it? All those years back,
bro, like 3 million.
All I'm hearing is blasphemous, man. I think we should
3.5 million.
I think we should keep him and make him retire as a Red.
Retire,
but then you want to win the league. This is what I'm talking about. Like, this is what we're doing.
No, I never said he started. I just said just keep him there. I think he's a good.
I said retire. How old is
he's a good squad. He's a good player to have in your squad. Sometimes you just need good people in your squad, my guy. I don't understand this. Sometimes you just need good people. Like
he's 27.
He might not play. Yeah.
He's 27. He might not retire for another at least 7 years, 8 years.
Yeah. So what? No, he's not going to come in lots of money. He's not going to come in lots of money. And then when you really need him, like last year, when you need him, he comes and do a job for you. He comes and does a job, and then he goes back to his bench, and no one is hurt. Like Seb Vandenberg.
You know
what? Same team. I would have beat your hand up a face.
Carl, I wouldn't be too against that. The question is Joe Gomez down for that? Is Joe Gomez down?
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay, so maybe I should reiterate. If he's fine with being that, then
go talk to your boy.
Yeah,
go talk to your friend. He'll be fine, man. He'll be fine. He'll be fine, man. He doesn't look like the type of guy who's gonna put.
But Carl, this is
basically turning into Origi and that. You know, Origi didn't care about no play.
No, but what I'm saying is when you got players in the team that don't really care, they're like, yeah, I'm calm. I can just be a squad player. Is what it is. I don't care if I play. I don't want to be a star. I've got no real ambition. Then how can you expect anyone to win the league?
No, I'm not saying he doesn't have ambition. He has ambition to be at the club and help us be great. And be a locker room guy. But what's it called? He's a good.
He's gonna play the music. Once you Afro beats and that.
He's in the locker room. You need those kind of guys. Hey, what do you think we were letting Adrian bum around?
So he's on Adrian. Nah, I'm saying
you need these people.
No.
I'm not
I'm not disagreeing that you need them kind of players. But you see, Adrian, Adrian knew he was never ever going to touch pitch at all. So if Joe Gomez is happy with that kind of role, I don't know.
Bro, listen, if we want to DJ sets, bro, we might as well call back Jibril Cisse, bro. Nah, I'm not having all this.
No, bro. You can call me for half the price. I promise you, I'll do it for less than what.
Wait. So, guys, serious question. Then, what are we saying here? Are we saying that Kwanzaa is a better because St. Paul's?
Yes.
Kwanzaa is better than Joe Gomez as a centre back.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it right now. I think I'd much rather go into the season with Jerome Kwanzaa than I would.
Yes, he is.
Fair enough.
Well, unless you think different, you might think different.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't think it's clear cut in it. I don't.
No. I'm not sitting there saying that Kwanzaa is some like light years ahead of this. No.
You need a pair of glasses?
Come on. I don't know. I don't think it's clear. Let's not forget what Joe Gomez. Like we just said, Joe Gomez was one of our best players last season, innit? So if we do play him, I know he didn't play centre back that much, but I don't think there's that much of a difference between Kwanzaa and.
The gap is big. The gap is big, my guy.
I don't think it's big.
Okay, I'll put it this way. How big do you think the gap is between Van Dijk and Joe Gomez?
Oh, of course, but that's Van Dijk.
It's the same gap.
Man said the same gap. How can it possibly be the same gap? That means Virgil van Dijk and Kwanzaa are the same.
Virgil and Kwanzaa is closer. It's a closer gap. Because they play similar football. They have similar talent.
I hear what you're saying. I kind of slightly agree with that. I feel like the gap between Kwanzaa and Van Dijk is probably closer than a Gomez and a Van Dijk. Yeah, I hear that.
I think we're doing him a bit of a disservice there, man.
There's no disservice. He's a great man, great family man. He looks like he's a good vibe to be around.
What about the football? Man's talking about it.
Yeah, brothers in here. What about the?
You need those players in your squad, man. You can't always have dickheads in the squad, man.
But I'm not even looking for dickheads. I'm looking for man like Harvey Elliott who at least have the ambition. You can tell, like,
but Harvey Elliott is a bit of a dickhead. Harvey Elliott is a bit of a dickhead. Harvey Elliott will never accept being a second fiddle. I think after a certain age,
this is what I'm saying. I want those players. I want those guys.
After a certain age, at 23, 24, Harvey Elliott will start demanding to be a starter more and more. I think right now he's accepting it. He's accepting it because he's like, I'm young. But after a certain age, he won't accept it anymore. He'll demand to be part of the first team instead of a bench player. So, but him, I'm not, again, it feels like I'm disrespecting him. I'm not. I'm actually giving him a tremendous amount of I'm saying he has great character, moral character. He's a leader. He knows how to, I feel like he knows how to be friends with all of them. And he knows how to communicate with all of them. And you understand? So I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is.
You're on that clock vibe right now, friends and all of that relationship building and stuff.
I'll ask you a question. When you're looking at our squad, I think one of the biggest issue with our squad is that we don't have an asshole. We don't have someone who makes things a little bit uncomfortable. Everybody's too friends with each other. They laugh, they laugh at each other all the time. There's not a little bit of tension in the squad. There's not a bit of tension in the squad.
We used to win that award. Remember that award?
Why are you laughing? We just lost. Why are you laughing? We just lost our chance to win the league.
You know, one memory that sticks out for me from last season is when Szoboszlai was fucking hugging up Haaland before the game against City, bro. I was so pissed off that day. I was so pissed off. I said, nah, you're taking the piss. And he was playing shit as well. I said, don't be hugging up next man, bro.
Henderson was that guy. Henderson was the asshole as a captain. I think as a captain, he has his bad attitude because he made players a little bit uncomfortable in the sense that he was a little bit mean to them. And Van Dijk is a bit yes, he was a bit mean.
I won't even use these terms in it. I'll just say I look at this team. I don't think we have enough generals. I think generals is probably the best word.
Yeah, you don't need your team to be full of generals.
I think you need generals in order to compete and have like to build a winning mentality within this team. You know what I'm saying? Like you need generals.
Okay, if you believe so, I won't knock it down, but to me, I think we need an asshole. I thought what's his name? I thought Nunes could be the asshole for us, but again, he's not. Because of his language barrier, he didn't end up being that. I think we need to find a player that's an asshole.
I mean, I can think of a few. I can think of a few ones for Nunes. Yeah,
an asshole. Again, apart from Henderson, I think Mane was an asshole. I think Mane was an asshole, especially when he plays on the field. He was very much an asshole. He will run into tackles. He will stare you down, and there was a level of dickhead with him in when he plays. Maybe off the field he was a bit nice. He was nice, but on the field, he was very much of a dickhead and asshole to me. He'll run into tackles. He'll mark you. He'll hunt you down. And I think Diaz and Gakpo, those guys are too friendly. They're too cool. They're too cool.
I agree with that. But don't you think that the fact that Virgil van Dijk is our captain, don't you think, and he's obviously got that sort of attitude as well, where it's like that laid back sort of attitude. Don't you think that can rub off onto the other sort of players as well? Other players?
Yeah, like I love him as a captain. To me, if I play football in the squad, I'll love him because his vibe, because I thrive under those things. I don't why are we doing all that uncomfortable shit? It's we're playing football. I know I'm doing my job. I'll do my job. But we not everybody. Some people need someone who's an asshole. Some people need someone who's on them to get shit done. Some people thrive under pressure. Like they always need to be pressure on them, and then they thrive. And I think that sometimes when you collecting people, you always got to bring an asshole to me, someone who make everybody uncomfortable in being comfortable.
Who would you say City's asshole is?
I think Diaz might be one. Yeah, I think Diaz might be one.
It's probably Silva. Did you see Silva today when he came on a Bars Garnacho and he scored the
Bernardo Silva, he sound nice, but he looks like he's a sarcastic type of asshole.
He's a rat.
Kyle Walker,
he's a bit of
but he's a different kind of dickhead. He's the kind of dickhead that needs some kind of a issue around him. Like he needs some sort of a bad press around him to show, oh, you talking bad about me? I'm gonna show you why I'm here. Kind of dude. Like he's gonna put that kind of play.
You know what? You might be able to throw Pep. You might be able to throw Pep in there as well. You know, he's not a player, but you might be able to throw Pep in that
Pep also is an asshole. Yeah.
He's got a bit of an edge to him as well.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Pep's my guy, man. So I'm not even gonna slander him. But let's move on to the next player I wanted to take a look at. Again, these are kind of reports that have slowly started to come out over the last 24 hours. Liverpool apparently looking at Valencia.
I'll be right back.
No worries, bro. Valencia goalkeeper Mamardashvili. Apparently, we may potentially be looking at getting him in for a cut price. I think it's about 30 million euros, and then potentially loaning him back out because he's stated, listen, look, if he leaves, he's going to play first team football. He ain't leaving to sit on the bench for nobody, which is totally understandable because to me, he's one of the top 10 keepers in the world at this current moment in time. So when we're looking at someone like Mamardashvili, bro, like what we saying, how does that kind of look for an alley? Do you think like you could do a situation like Chelsea when they had Cech? I think someone mentioned it before. They had Cech and then they got in Courtois, but they loaned him to Atletico Madrid for like a year or two, and then he comes to Chelsea? Or do you think, nah, brother, we're going to do what Arsenal did with Ray and Ramsdale. You man is going to slug it out, and then eventually one of you is going to rise to the top.
No, I think the route that Chelsea done, I think that would be more like ideal because I feel like I think with Alisson, I think you still have a keeper that's still well within their prime and at his best. Yeah. So you don't really want to kind of break up the band per se because he's still a valuable asset to the team. Now, as far as getting Mamardashvili in as a player, I think that's just Liverpool planning ahead, which is something I'd like to see them do more often. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think it's good if they loan him back out. So by the time maybe he comes back, maybe Alisson would have. I don't know. I'm not saying like hopefully he goes, but maybe by the time he's probably like he's kind of phased out in a way where I don't know. Time will tell where Alisson is. So
listen, Alisson's spot for me in the team is safe. Like he's got way too much credit in the bank. Let's be honest. Last season, without Alisson, there will be no title challenge. There will be no title challenge at all. And I know there are questions about whether he's good enough for his feet in a slot system. I do think he is good enough for his feet. He just needs to sort out. Obviously, he has lapses in concentration. He is a bit flat-footed at times, but I think for the most part, he can distribute relatively well. I'm not saying he's as good as an Ederson or some of the other keepers like a Neuer, but he's good enough for me. I just think this signing is like you guys were saying, one for the future where we bring him in, loan him out, 2-3 years time, he comes back in when Alisson's ready to move on, or Alisson might not be as good. So yeah, I don't think Alisson's got anything to worry about at the moment. But yeah, it's a signing that makes sense. I'd bring him in, loan him out to wherever he wants to go, and then we'll come back to it in about 2-3 years time.
I can't even lie. Big up Damien. Obviously, he's just talking about here. Reds are aware of Valencia's precarious financial position. It's kind of peaked for them recently, man, and want to take advantage that they need to make a big sell to sign the goalkeeper below his market value of 38 million. So in that kind of 20 to 30 million. Again, I don't want to talk too much here, but like I said, there's a few players who I'm very intrigued to see how they do on the slot with this football, and he's one of them. Nothing to do with his goalkeeper. We already know what this brother's about when it comes to goalkeeping. This type of system, though, like your goalkeeping, I don't feel like it's going to come into question, though. Like, I don't think that's something that most people are going to look at, because man don't look at Ederson and think, oh my God, he's like one of the best goalkeepers like in the world, best shot stopper. Like, Ederson's mad average. He's probably about as good as David Raya, like in terms of how good they are as keepers, like just been doing the goalkeeper thing. But the way that they both play in the system that they play in, we can see a difference between, say, a David Raya and an Ederson massively just because of the system. Alisson's one of the players that I look at and I say, I'm just intrigued. I'm not convinced that you'll be as good as we've seen you. But I hope you are, obviously, because that means that we're doing something right. But I just think that you'll start to get shown up in positions, not because of your goalkeeping, but because when man starts asking you to trap the ball in certain positions and pass the ball and do certain things, it might start looking left for you. It may genuinely just start like looking left. Yeah, I'm just like I said, obviously I hope he doesn't, and I think obviously he's such a dope goalkeeper in the sense like of just doing the goalkeeper thing, and his kicking and stuff like that is still like, it's above average anyway, that he may be able to just get away with it. But I think we're going to see potentially more mistakes from Ali than we've ever seen before. We've seen some already. I think that will start to ramp up now with obviously everything that's coming in, coming into play, man.
I have a,
I
have a question, because I'm just, because obviously you brought the conversation in terms of like obviously ball to feet in regards to the goalkeeper. So I'm just, because in my opinion, I do believe that Kelleher is more efficient with his feet. He's more comfortable on the ball than Alisson, in my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel about it. So
yeah, he is.
Would you say that there
I
is
agree.
a slight hope?
I don't know, man.
There's slight hope for Kelleher to now be within a shout to get more of a look in than ever, because he's very comfortable ball to feet than Alisson. I don't know. I just thought
I don't know if I agree that Kelleher. I mean, a lot of people do say this, but it's just like I need to see Kelleher for 38 games in the season, and let's see how many mistakes he really makes. Because right now it's very sporadic. I know he played quite a few games last season. I think he even played more than Alisson actually, or maybe the same amount. But I want to see him for a full season, and then I can fully say, cool, you're more comfortable. Right now, they look equal to me. I think people are overdoing it when it comes to the Alisson thing. It's not like he's like the hair and stuff. His distribution is all right. Sometimes,
man, he does a long kick and stuff, but when it's like the simple popping it into midfield, like the way I've seen Ederson, I don't.
Cool. I understand that you can't like fizz it into midfield, but does he really need to do that in this slot system? He just needs to pass it to his centre backs, or he needs to pass it to the DM. He doesn't need to like try and pick out the fucking 8 in midfield. I don't feel like he needs to do that. I feel like he's good enough.
I feel like he's going to need to do that.
Exist in the system. What, you think fizz it into like an 8 in midfield?
Yeah, because there's going to be times when that 6, if let's say it's Zubimendi, there's going to be times when he's getting pressed.
I think
I'm more confident that Kelleher can do it than I am.
I don't know, man. That Arsenal game in pre-season, I know that's only one game, bro. He almost cost us like two goals in that game as well. He wasn't looking too
bro, and you see the game against Leicester that couple seasons back that Alisson was farting around. The game against Manchester City where he's kicking the ball out like some 5-year-old. This is what I'm saying, bro. Like Ali's had his.
Ali's sample size is a lot bigger than Kelleher's though. So what I'm saying is, If Kelleher had played all of those years, we might see a lot more examples of mistakes that Kelleher makes. So if we put Kelleher,
we probably would. No, we would.
That's what I'm saying. I just feel like keepers are bound to make mistakes, and sometimes they get like the magnifying glass gets put onto them. I don't feel like Alisson's as bad with his feet as a lot of people say. Like I said, he's not as good as an Ederson, he's not as good as a Neuer, but he's decent enough for me for you to play in the system that requires your keeper to be good with his feet. In my opinion, I'm not saying everyone has to agree, but I just feel like he is.
No,
One thing I will give Alisson credit for is I feel like he has gotten. I feel like when he first joined, I don't think he was comfortable with ball to feet. In my opinion, I just feel like he's gradually gotten better to ball to feet. But I think with Kelleher, I just feel I've always had this feeling of whenever it's ball to feet with Kelleher, I've never had like a moment of like, oh my god, like, or that thing that you fear that a mistake is coming. Like, I feel like he just kind of, there's a reassurance when he has the ball to feet, in my opinion. That's why I do feel like it'd be very interesting going forward to see how Slot kind of assesses Kelleher going forward and whether he can, I don't know, play as more games than usual.
That first misplaced pass from Ali's going to hit like crap, rude boy. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
People are going to be looking at man saying,
that's what I'm saying. People are waiting.
Boy.
Nah, this is what I'm saying. People are waiting when mistakes
are waiting and be like, yo.
I don't care. I trust him. I trust him.
I trust him still.
With his hands.
This gives me Endo vibes, any man. See the way you were back in Endo, and then all of a sudden, yeah, man, and then that one preseason game, everything changed. You hit like crack as well.
And you know what's mad? I was back in like the day that we played the first preseason game. I think it was against Bears. I said, yeah, Endo was calm last season, bro. He stank it up. I ain't said a word since. Still, I can't lie.
Yeah, I know. We know. Don't worry. We know you haven't said anything, bro. I just left you to it. I said, bro, you know, I'm not even gonna get onto any man.
Yeah,
and he's one of the guys. But now, listen, look. Ultimately, as I think Andy said it or John said, Ali is still is literally one of the best keepers out there from what we've seen so far in terms of everything we've seen up until this point whilst he's been under Klopp. Unfortunately, like everybody keeps telling me, clean slate, these guys, there's some players are going to do this, that, and the third. So guess what now? Now he's in a new system where it probably requires you to do a little bit more than what you was doing before, which is basically saving our necks like every single week. Maybe now that might not be what we're asking you to do. Now when we're asking you put the ball down, or not even put the ball down and play, it's just more about when the ball does get fizzed into you because Konate's had a bozo moment and he's on the byline and he's trying to knock it back to you. How comfortable are you really in that kind of position? When those kind of things start to rear its ugly head, I'm not saying it's going to happen a lot. It might not. For all I know, he might pattern up throughout this whole summer. But if those are things that we're looking at throughout a season, bro, this is why you're right in terms of Kelleher. Then you I want the manager to turn around and say, and by the way, the same for Salah, the same for whoever. I want the manager to turn around and say, bro, I need to try something else because whatever you're doing, it's just not working. You're good at saving shots, but when you're facing 2 shots a game, I don't care about your saving shots, bro. Like, I need you to be able to play football a little bit. I need you to be able to do that, because it helps for the build-up. It helps to potentially break past, their midfield and get it into that number 8. Then we can play potentially in whatever game that, he might be able to do that. Again, I'm not saying that Ali isn't competent enough. Brother, he's been able to do it. As Andy says here, he hasn't got crazy distribution, but he can do the job. I don't really doubt that. But if you can find something better, I don't care. See me, I'm always, every single time, I'm always taking better.
Yeah, but there's nothing better than him. There's nothing better than him. I don't.
No. In different aspects, there's a lot of keepers better than him.
That's still
no. There's a lot of people who are better than him in just the simple art of playing out from the back. I don't think that's.
I don't see it.
I'm sure there was Man City fans that thought there was no better goalkeeper for Man City than Joe Hart until Ederson came in and was able to play the way Pep could play.
John, it wasn't even Ederson.
Joe Hart,
Claudio Bravo first.
Yeah.
The level is huge.
Yeah,
Come on,
level still. But for me,
but you understand what John's saying.
I understand what he needs. I understand what he
wants from a goalkeeper is to, like, regardless of that at the time anyway. Joe Hart was the best goalkeeper, just coming off winning Golden Glove, all of that good stuff. So from when that you had a goalkeeper who was already doing.
I never rated Joe Hart. I never rated him.
No, I'm saying factually, he was he literally was the best at that time in the Premier League. He was just the best goalkeeper. Him alongside David De Gea, they were the only two.
They really the only two goalkeepers at the time. De Gea to me was always better to me in my eyes.
No, that I can hear it. I'm not disagreeing with you on that. What I'm trying to explain is that the reality is he already came into a team and had a good goalkeeper. It's not like Claudio Bravo is a better brother. Claudio Bravo was dead when it came to shot saving. But guess what? When any man to play out from the back, that's exactly what I need from a goalkeeper, because that's just what he required. That's why I say with Ali, and this is a big if, because we don't know if he's going to sign Villy or not. If he then looks at someone like him and says, right, in 2 years, I can really and truly, this brother's like I say, for me, he's the top 10 keeper in Europe right now, in the world, or however you want to see it. So if I can get someone like him in a year or two, and by the way, we're saying 2 years. Bro, like I said, bro, everyone's got 1 year for me. Like every Salah too. They've all got 1 year. Impress me, or I need something different now. Because with a lot of
Ali
these
doesn't
players,
need to impress you. Ali doesn't need to impress you, my guy.
No. He definitely does need to impress me, because if I start seeing things that make
go ahead, John.
This isn't what I sorry. Let me rephrase it. This isn't what Slot is looking for in his team. Forget what I want. What Slot's looking for. That's when the questions have to then be asked. We don't know yet, so let's wait for Ali to do his thing first, and then we can judge it after.
We'll see it tomorrow. I think. Do you think he'll play tomorrow? One of them games.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's Ali. I don't need to see him to just put him in the goal. I don't necessarily need to see him to put him in the goal.
I'm gonna trust Ali until he gives me a reason not to. And of course, if I start seeing things that make me think, okay, yeah, maybe this might not work, I might have a different point of view. But for now, I'm happy with it.
But look how quick. Just think about it in your head, yeah. Look how quick people were to say, no, it's calm that we got Kelleher. You shouldn't have that feeling, bro. If Ali's as good as everyone,
no, but it's also as calm to say when Ali is back, put Ali back in the goal.
That wasn't really the conversation that I was hearing, though. People were telling me
that's my view. Look, I
agree, and I agreed as well. I said, no, I just put Ali back in goal. But I'm saying it seemed like it was 50-50 with the way that people were like, nah, like Kelleher's super calm, and you know what? He's better on the ball, so let's just keep him in goal. You should never ever say that with your goalkeeper, because in my eyes, I'm like, so how can you be the main don, but this second string guy is all of a sudden now, because he's played good for a couple of games.
I think that's regional bias. I think that's regional bias. I think if Kelleher wasn't a Irish or part of that region, I think if it was any other man, they would have been like, all right, Ali get back in the goal. If he was Jarvis, let's just say he was Jarvis, they would have told him, hey, Ali, when Ali is back. I think that was just a regional bias. He's from Ireland.
I think a lot of streams of a lot of men.
I think that's what it was. I
think we got to give credit where it's due with Kelleher's performances when he has turned up, because there's performances where he has saved us. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's not gloss over that. I think what we're trying to say is, because what we're not going to do is downplay what Alisson has done and what he has and what he will continue to do. The thing is potentially, like you see, remember, that's really is that there's something that he has potentially that Slot will require going forward from a goalkeeper.
Who does he play for? What club does he play for?
Valencia.
So going forward, there will be a slight question mark on whether Alisson can, conduct himself in the way that Slot wants. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not a question of whether Alisson is still up for it, whether he's still off the level. Of course he's off the level, but there's certain skill sets that maybe Slot would want from a goalkeeper. That hence why that's really is being into the fold that Slot might want. Do you know what I'm saying? That maybe Alisson doesn't necessarily, is not great at. Do you know what I'm saying? Because all goalkeepers have their faults and whatnot. So there's always gonna be. Hence why I gave the example of Joe Hart. Edison is able to comfortably play with ball to feet. Maybe Pep saw Joe Hart and thought, listen, guy, you're not the guy for me. Straight.
You know what? Quickly as well, you made the point about when Kelleher came in, a lot of people were saying, should Ali even come back? But Saints made a good point as well in the chat. I remember when Ortega came in for a little bit as well, and a lot of City fans were saying, "No, let's keep Ortega in goal. We don't want Edison." And a lot of City fans were getting frustrated with Edison because he's good with his feet, but bro, he couldn't save shit, bro. Literally.
Listen, I'll give Ortega the one season that he's obviously been able to come in, but for the last like 6, however long that my man has obviously been here, in terms of what Pep has obviously asked him to do, I've not heard any complaints whatsoever. But I would
Edison. No, I've heard City fans complain about Edison for his saving ability. Of course, not with his feet, but for his
no, bro, his saving ability, of course. Like that's what I said. His saving ability is probably like the level like Ramsdale and that. Like you know what I mean? Them man can battle it out between themselves. But from what Pep Guardiola's obviously ever asked for, like it always just seemed to me that from when, let's put it this way, Pep hasn't never gone out and we're not going to do the revisionism with Ortega. Pep's never gone out and said, I need to go and find the next best thing, or I need to go find one of the top goalkeepers or top 10, 15, 20, wherever you want to rank him, goalkeepers out there. Man got Ortega just for Ortega's sake. He had another goalkeeper prior to Ortega. It was literally those two. Ortega just happened to jump the queue. Now we've seen Ortega. Ortega's like a really, decent keeper, etc. I don't hear Pep saying, I'm going to go out there and try and find a next guy. And on top of that, Edison looked like he was even going to leave. Man still said, no, I'm good. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, clearly what he wants from his goalkeepers, he's happy with what he's got. Clearly with Liverpool, and again, I don't know if this is like going to materialize in an actual bid, but clearly we're looking for something.
I want to divert this conversation for a little bit, for a tiny bit, because when you said, I remember he plays for Valencia. I have 2 questions. It's something that bothers me and a little bit, but not too much. When we go to Enfield and then we go to watch the game and then we've seen all the bars. Again, even at Valencia, I've been to that stadium. I've been to Valencia, and the whole area is very quaint, very residential. It's the same thing with Enfield in certain part of it. Like, why is that part not a developed to be bars? Even a club or whatever. Why are these places not developed to that? Like in those areas. Like, because,
what do you mean?
Like, well, I went to Valencia. I went to Valencia on a holiday, and I'm telling you,
it's a nice place.
It's a neighborhood. It's a neighborhood. The store is around the corner. The Valencia store is around the corner. Right underneath not a high rise, but an apartment building. Right underneath an apartment building, there's one little bar around next to the stadium, and then the whole area is a neighborhood. It's just a typical neighborhood. And I'm saying is that why are those areas not developed to become bars, restaurants, a club, maybe a club around not too far? Why is it still like that? Why is it not more developed?
I don't know, boy. It's a bit like Arsenal Club Shop, right next to what station is it? I think there's a train station literally right next to the Arsenal Club Shop. Is it Hybrid Islington? It might be that. From what you're saying about the Valencia, it sounds exactly like the Arsenal Club Shop, which is it's in an area you're just like Finchley. I'm sure it's Finchley. I'm sure is it Finchley? No, not Finchley. Finsbury Park. I think it's right next to Finsbury Park Station, and it's in the same. It sounds like it's in the same kind of thing where it's just there. Like, it's just there. Why is it not more developed? Like, why is it not in a more developed area? Should I say?
I wouldn't even say why is it not. The stadium is where it is, but is there no money or no interest into developing that area to create commerce? Like I'm sure if you ever been in America, you go around the stadium. You've seen bars, you've seen commerce, you've seen lots of things around to do stuff, to spend money, and then I don't see that in especially in for lack of a better term, in certain stadium around Europe. I don't want to. I haven't been to every single one of them, but to the ones I have been, I do see there's a lack of commerce in terms of bars, restaurant, anything, and even. And food, and anything. It just it feels like there's a missing opportunity. Every time I go and I see that.
I guess I was because I was just about to say the Camp Nou, but like the Camp Nou, there is a restaurant, but it's like a fast food, like I don't know what the equivalent would be, but like
McDonald's or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's say like some on not obviously on that kind of scale, but yeah, there's literally just like a fast food kind of place, right? I remember it's right outside the Camp Nou, just before you walk in, like through the gates. I remember it being there. 'Cause I remember I was hungry and I'm thinking, oh shit, it was mad expensive. That's all I can really remember. But if we're talking about real nice, like I would have thought going to the Camp Nou, I thought, oh my god, I'm gonna go here. We're gonna see some like nice restaurant. There might even be a restaurant called like Pep Guardiola Restaurante or something. I don't know, like just I just thought I was gonna see something crazy.
Well, I felt this. I felt the same thing when I went to. I felt the same thing. A certain area, certain a road you take, you like madhouses.
Yeah. Literally, Spain is a lot like that. I feel Spain is actually like that. I think it's just. And
then after that, you see that one bar in the corner, mad people. You know, I had fun in there. Like my girlfriend and I, we had fun in there. Like we grab a couple of beverage, you know, a couple of adulterated beverage. But I'm like, yo, this should be more. This should be more.
What you mean? It's you feel like, bro, like really, like I thought we was gonna, but listen, man, it is.
But again, I just wanted. I thought you guys might know why. Is it zoning issue or political issue, or
it might just be just like, for example, you know how like like see with like Manchester City, from what I know, they're trying to obviously like they've like redeveloped like the area in and around like their stadium and stuff like that. So that's down to the owners. Obviously, then they get their planning permission or whatever, but they want to do that because of what they're trying to build with that club in terms of we want to make this like this basically its own city within a city in itself. That's what they're trying to do. But listen, sometimes it's not easy. It's not easy.
We found out that we are the most watched club in the Premier League.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
So I feel like even when I went there, again, I went there on a visit at Enfield and learned the whole history that you already know about. But you took a tour, you know, a nice 70-pounder.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive for these tours.
But the thing is, there was no reason for me to stay in the neighborhood.
No, you don't. No,
after that, just take a bus or a cab back into the city. Like to me, that's in terms of helping the population, or not even helping the population, in terms of bringing economic drive into the area. There's got to be more people who have some money to develop some of those places, buy out these people, and open up shops, open up things around Enfield.
Maybe that's part of the reason, though. You're gonna have 60,000 people trying to get into one bar around the club as well. Maybe they're just trying to get
bar, I'm telling you, it was crowded. I left, but it was around May, which means it's not that hot, and it's not that hot, and I was just choking in there, and we had to leave, and then I wanted to buy more beverage, but I couldn't. I'm like, yo, I'm not waiting for to buy more drinks. And going through every single time to a maze to get out the bar, so I could breathe a little bit. That's what I'm saying. There should be more. There should be 2, 3, 4 restaurant bars type of thing. Again,
this is pure speculation though. But I'm saying if they were to do that after a game, like they'd literally have like just a whole crowd of people just chilling in one area, would it not be better for them to try and like disperse everyone? Everyone needs to go home, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Again, I guess that's the difference, because here in America, we don't have that issue of dispersing people after a while. People just disperse. Like people stay and buy beverages, and then they drinks, and then after a while they move on. They move on with their life. And after the game, or after they're done, and then or after the bar, the restaurant is closed. Right, so there's not that
UK. It doesn't matter if the bar or restaurant's closed. They're still trying to drink. Let me go through some of these comments that I started here anyway, and then we'll go through. It's just like the last couple, and then we will head out in the next 10 minutes, man. Big up everyone, by the way, who has been tuned in today. RB Salzburg are edging closer to agreeing a permanent deal with Liverpool for Bobby Clark. Yeah. I saw that as well. I feel like that's a great
move for him. That's a great move for him. Yep. For his development, where he wants to play. Yeah, that's a great move for him.
No, I agree. Zubimendi latest. Big up honesty again, man, with the news, bro. Liverpool remain hopeful of signing Martin Zubimendi and are ready to trigger the
It's the same thing.
£52 million release. There's actually something else that he put that I wanted to put. Oh, that's it. This is Jerry sent me this as well. There's actually been no club-to-club talks at this stage. Zubimendi has not yet informed his club that he wants to leave.
That guy's a spoofer, though, man. He was reporting other
It's
stuff.
very true. No,
Yeah,
you're right. You're right.
He's a spoofer, man.
Real quick before I leave,
Right. Yeah, go on.
real quick before I leave. If there's not a medical book for this brother before Tuesday,
He's not coming.
Just go get someone else.
He's
just
not
go get
coming,
someone
man.
else.
Yeah,
Like,
look, man, I
bro,
really want him. I really want him, but
it's slightly dragging up a bit more. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So it's either you pay the money. The guy just said he wants to. Like, it's just like just get it with them. There needs to be clarity now, like in my opinion. But anyways, yeah, love for having me on the stream. Carl,
Bro, come on, man.
all right, much love, bro.
Love,
Much
man.
love,
Guys,
brother.
catch John. He's in my description anyway, but make sure you head on over to his
up.
page, man.
Peace out,
Big up,
peace
bro.
out.
We're gonna, guys, don't worry, man. We're gonna head out soon. So Ben Doak was absent from training on Friday, as the Ian Dole has already said, ahead of Sunday's friendlies. Doak is now expected to be sent out on loan for the season. Leicester and Southampton among the interested clubs. Apparently, as well, from what I saw, we also might potentially look at selling him if the right bid, just like the Bajcetic thing, if the right bid was to actually come in, which I found kind of interesting still, because I thought they would potentially keep him, but hey, listen, I'm not mad, I'm not angry at it.
He's very tiny. I wouldn't sell him. He's way too early to have a decision on him, unless you have someone. Maybe they have more they have more hope on that Chelsea player they just got, that young.
Oh yeah.
And then they're like, I think he's better. We're gonna loan you or send you away.
No, it's true.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
James McConnell is wanted by a number of Championship clubs on loan. What else was there? Oh, yeah, I saw this as well. Apparently, Barcelona is open to selling Frenkie de Jong. They want around 60 million euros fixed plus bonuses. Would you guys sign Frenkie de Jong?
No,
Yeah, I'll take him.
no.
Yeah.
No.
I wouldn't mind, but I've seen him over the last couple. You see the Ajax thing? They're on fraud watch. Because you see that Ajax whole Gravenberch, Matthijs de Ligt, Donny van den Beek, like Anthony, Neres. Like they're all under this watch where I'm like, I don't know, man. Like,
I don't know if I'm taking for 60 M's though. I just realized the 60 M's. I don't know about 60 M's. Yeah,
that's a lot of money, bro. That's not cheap. You
30, you could entice me with 30, 40 mil. Yeah, maybe 30, 40 mil.
45.
How old is he?
26. I'll check right now. He's 27. Oh, right. I thought he was younger.
We're not paying 60 mil for 27.
That's crazy. I thought he was blatantly younger. Is Zubimendi, this is S Wade he was asking before, is Zubimendi a DM like Casemiro or a regista?
He's not like
manager terms, like Jorginho.
No, he's not like any of them.
I mean, out of those two options, I'd say he's more like Jorginho than he is Casemiro.
Yeah, out of the two options, I feel like he's more of that type of individual. By the way, S Wade, you're playing way too much Football Manager, bro. Trust. You don't need to be using these words, bro. Just say DM and just say DM or a 6, bro. We don't need register and all of these. What's that one? Mazzala and that.
Yeah,
I was like, bro, what the fuck is a Mazzala? Like, until I actually found out it's actually a real word. Like, that's crazy. Question from Honesty was asking before. Question: Endo is 32. His days are numbered. Morton was good in the Championship. Stefan, cool in a shit LFC. So why do people want to sell the guy that shows in the Prem he is a massive talent? I can't remember who he was talking about at the time. Can't have been Carvalho. He did send it when we were talking about the Carvalho thing. But either way, I'll skip that one. Real Sociedad have been officially informed that Liverpool is very interested.
Really?
Yada.
Really?
Yeah, well, this is it, man. All right, the last two questions, and then we will head out, people. Big up everyone. As I said, 20, 60 million is cool. His wages are like stupid. They're like 400-500 grand that they pay for De Jong. All right, so I'll ask you both.
Who's the, what was the conversation to be like, you know what, De Jong, 400,000 a week, man? What was the conversation? What did he do to deserve that kind of money, man?
This is what I'm saying. This is why, like, and listen, I don't know, man. Honestly, I really don't know.
I really
You
want to
must
know.
just have really good really good agent to be able to negotiate these kind of fees, man. Last two questions, and then we will head out. Big up everyone, as I said, for being in here. If a late £100 million bid comes in for Salah,
Oh yeah. If he doesn't
No,
want to sign
man.
him,
Do you have time to replace him? Do you think you have time to replace him to find an appropriate replacement?
cool. Last day of the window.
Last
last
year,
Bid comes in. Bid comes in, and it's out. And by the way, the thing says here 100 million plus. So I'm going to say 120 million pound comes in for Salah last day of the window.
Ooh, 120 million last day.
And the team is not in the Premier League.
But we have to, we have to do it. 120 M's. We might never see that again. Still,
You know?
we might never see that again, bro.
you don't care about Liverpool. You don't care about our success.
Bro, that's an investment. I know. What I do
That's
know
why
is
you like top four thing.
Listen,
man. You don't care about our success.
January's around the corner, man. We'll replace him in January.
January is around the corner.
We'll get by, man. 120 M's.
We'll get by. No, man. No.
We'll have to take that.
No, if January if January can be by, come talk to me in January. Come talk to me back in January. Not the last day, man.
But what? Okay. Let's see. Let's say no. But remember, in January anyway, if he doesn't sign a contract by then, he's allowed to sign a pre-contract with the club anyway. So the reality is, it's going to be a bit mad. He'd rather just do that than just, you know what I mean. Let's say that it's 120 million now, or it's 45 million in January for the same club, whatever club that is. Would you rather just take that?
Give me my 120 M's. What are we doing there? Yeah, man.
Then I rather.
But I'll throw in. He's 50-50 about the contract.
I'd rather let him go on free. I don't care about the money. I'd rather let him go on free because, again, personally, my season is more important than whatever he got going on at whichever club.
Listen, give me my 120 M's, man.
What are you gonna do with that money? What you gonna do with that money?
Do something. I've seen in the past when we saw Coutinho for
okay, cool.
For mad amounts of money.
What are you thinking and doing with that money? What do you think?
Obviously, a part of that money will go to a salary replacement, obviously, and then we'll reinvest in other areas that we need.
Reinvestment. Oh my god, you're speaking like these dudes like Michael Edwards, man.
Yeah, exactly. I'm speaking like Liverpool Football Club. I know how we move, bro. I know how we move.
The reason why we're in this situation. They're the reason we're stressing about.
Oh no, that's the reason. That's the reason we won the Champions League and the Premier League, no? Because we saw Coutinho and we reinvested that money into Alisson and Van Dijk. That is the reason. But
it's too slow. It's too slow, man. I don't. It's too slow. I don't trust them that much, man. It's too slow. They move too slow for me.
Right, I'm taking that, man. Give me my money, please.
Hey, listen, man. You know me, bruv. Me and Salah, but 120 M's. You know what's mad? But you know what's crazy? The only reason why I would have taken it is if really there's only two players I would have allowed for you to try and sign. One of them, I don't think you can sign out anyway, or you can't sign now. He's already gone. And the other one, I just don't think we'd be able to sign him anyway. But that goes on to the next question I was going to ask you guys. And this is the last one before we head out. Who would your dream realistic, I'll throw in, signing be for the panel?
Dream realistic signing.
So when I say realistic, basically, I'm just saying you can't include it Vinicius or Mbappe or Haaland.
You know,
could really, because really anyone else could be kind of
still not realistic. It's still not realistic, but I do want Odegaard, man. I want that sort of Odegaard player at Liverpool. Man. Odegaard, man. I'll take Odegaard at Liverpool, man.
I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. I think he's a busybody. He's a good player. I'm not denying he's a good. He's a good player, but I like what I have better. I like what I have better. I think I like
Odegaard.
Yeah.
As in what, Harvey Elliott?
Not Harvey Elliott. I think Soboslai can be better. I'm not saying he is better. He can be better than him. I think McAllister is better than him, in my opinion.
I don't even know about that. I'm saying they can play together, though. They can play together.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, but I generally I think he's a good player. Like he obviously, if he comes to the club, I wouldn't say no, don't come to the club. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying in the sense of that I don't think I will exchange anything that we have for him.
Honestly, just put Musiala in the chat as well, though. That's a shout. Musiala, oh my god.
Yeah.
You already know that's my dream signing.
Yeah. Musiala's
you
a
get him,
shout.
and then you see the expectations conversation we were just having. Yeah, that was a whole different conversation. Now we're having a whole different conversation. Honestly, saying that John Henry apparently and Fenway Sports Group are seriously considering making a bid to purchase. Oh yeah, I saw that. The Boston Celtics. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you guys have just got money to just throw around at your other places, but over here, you don't want to. You don't want to throw money around.
No. To tell you the truth, I was kind of afraid that they would not do any business because this year they did not spend any money on the Red Sox. They just renewed contract.
Fairs,
they didn't buy any player, and they had one of the top 15 lowest. Well, not that's not like half the league. They were in the top 10 lowest what's it called? A salary cap for this year. So they didn't spend much of the salary cap at all. I
think I saw something about like on like social media, like the Red Sox fans, they were talking about it when during like a few months ago. I think that's when I started to see it. They were talking about that, what you're talking about, and I was like, kind of interesting. But again, I don't know much.
Yeah, I was afraid. I was afraid they might do the same thing. They might do the same thing because I think they view their investment as generally as investment, as in a part of their portfolio, that kind of thing. And sometimes in business, there's time to invest and there's time not to invest, and just consolidate and try to bring your costs down. And I was afraid of that because some people, man, they generally view sports as a way to make money, to earn benefit, instead of it being a zero-sum game where you just want to balance your budget.
No. I agree, man. Guys, big up to the panel. You obviously join me, Carl, Ennie, John, Jerry. Big up you guys every
have
single day.
Have a great rest of your weekend. I think it's almost Sunday now. It's Sunday already.
For you? Literally. So we got the game tomorrow, guys. Which is obviously at 12:30, obviously here in the UK. I will go live after the game. So guys.
You're not doing the watch along. You're not doing the watch along.
Oh, I can't sit in one place and watch football. I'm always like I have to move different seats and
you have a little bit superstitious.
No, you know what it is? It's just me. It's just me, as in big up Ennie. It's just me in general. I always have to just keep it moving, and I don't know. I can't sit still. Like unless I'm in a stadium, sitting still for me, like watching football, is always impossible. I have to get up.
I'm always up. So I'm horrible to the person behind me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't care about the person behind me anyway, man. That's their business. But guys, big up to yourself. Make sure you keep your notification bells on. I will be back live tomorrow after the game. So let me know your thoughts. We have got another game. I think after that, it's behind closed doors. But I don't know.
It'll be on a team website or
Oh, okay, perfect. Then well, then we'll talk. Well, actually, maybe I might then wait for that game instead, and then we'll talk about both games. After the thing,
2 for 1.
2 for 1, man. So guys, big up yourself. Make sure you're watching this on the replay. Make sure you do smash that like button, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.